Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
From the Xfinity Studio, good morning, everybody. Well, a happy Tuesday to all across the Delaware Valley, and a special good morning to your Philadelphia Eagles, who right now sit atop of the NFC East with a magic number of 6. That's right. We are just scratched at November, and the Eagles' magic number to clinch the division is 6. That's right, 6. Can you imagine that? We haven't had a repeat winner in the NFC East in 20-some years, and barring catastrophe, we will have one this year. And we saw it last night. It was a glorious end to a perfect bye week. A bye week that saw the Packers go down and lose Tucker Kraft. Yes, the Lions, the mighty Lions at home go down by the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. We saw Washington get embarrassed at home on Sunday Night Football. Probably will be their lowest rated SNF night of the season. And of course, gone. Jaden Daniels out for the rest of the year, looks like. And then after that, last night, the topper. Oh, God, glorious. The Dallas Cowboys lose at home to the Arizona Cardinals. An embarrassing performance in front of the Monday Night Football Troy Aikman crowd at home, and lose after a whole bit of grandstanding by Jerry Jones earlier in the day. He's on Stephen A. Smith's show and on Sirius XM, and Jerry's talking about we're making trades. We got to trade. We got trades done. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to read about it in the newspaper. We got trades. We got multiple trades. We're going all in. Well, they lose, and you know who they traded for? Yeah, Logan Wilson, middle linebacker, Cincinnati Bengals. They go to Cincinnati, the worst defense in the NFL, for Logan Wilson, who, by the way, he's under contract for 2 more years, which shows you how the Bengals feel about Logan Wilson. They trade him for a nothing draft pick. It's unbelievable where we sit right now. The Eagles in the perch. And the rest, the beauty of the whole thing is the rest of the league is complaining about Howie. The entire NFL is complaining. Oh, there he is again, Howie Roseman. I'm sick of that guy. I hate that guy. Heard it all over. Skip Bayless. I heard it all of them, right? All the national pundits. Whatever fan they're into, whatever team they root for, Howie is the guy that gets burrows under their skin, which is the best because all he does is make really good trades. And Jaelan Phillips comes in to solidify the edge room, along with BG coming back. And again, you got Carter, and we'll see if Jair Alexander, who knows, man? I remember, I just know that he could play once upon a time. Yeah, he was a disaster in Baltimore, but hey, you don't know. Like, he could find himself. You got a bunch of guys back there, right? Between Carter and we'll see about the Jacorian Bennett. This is how he goes all in. But Phillips is a big deal. Phillips is good. Like, we talk about staying healthy. It's not about staying healthy for the next 10 years. It's about playing from now through February. That's it. Come in and play. There's no injury. Like, now you're playing until February. That's it. You're not worried about long-term with him. And, I get it. He's got a rash of injuries. Guy's a terrific player. He loves Fangio. He played well under Fangio, his best football under Fangio. He's a natural pass rusher. He slots in right now, probably as your 1 or 2, right? You know, when Nolan comes back, you'll have Nolan, you got Phillips. You'll have Jaelan, right, who's same size, 6, because Phillips is 6'5". You'll have Hunt. You got BG. You're looking strong, right? Uche. Like, all of a sudden now, you add that kind of top depth, right? That's a big deal. So with Fangio, this is what makes me so excited for the second half of the season. Because if you give Fangio the tools, right, and he's got a couple spare parts in the secondary at that CB2 spot, and now your edge is somewhat solidified, you give him the tools, oh, he'll make it work. He's going to make it work in a big way. You got Dean back, right? So that only helps. And then we'll see about Jihad, because Jihad's a wild card that can go slot him in, obviously, at linebacker, but also, help you out in the edge. And he can blitz from the second level. So you got all these pieces, and Fangio's the best in the business, man. Like, when you got a coordinator like Fangio, who's going to make it work. So I feel great about that. And offensively, look, they're back to the point in my eyes that it's not going to look pretty. Like, it'll never going to look great. You're going to look up and go, oh man, another 3 and out. And the next thing you know, they're going to have 33 points, right? Like, they'll have 27 points. That's just kind of what they are. And they're going to win. They're going to win. And one thing about the quarterback is he's got winning DNA. Dude's a winner. Dude's a dude. That's what he is. Jalen Hurts just wins, right? The aesthetically, all this other nonsense, doesn't matter. AJ be fine. Like, it's all about winning this year, right? Let's just go back. It could be the year of the repeat. We saw the Dodgers repeat. OKC, we saw Florida Panthers repeat this year. Who knows? Maybe it's the year of the repeat. Oh, would that be nice? Good morning, VG.
Oh, it's a great morning. Dallas stinks. That game, Jacoby Brissett, it's shredding them. And their offense, this vaulted offense, couldn't do anything last night, really.
Well, that was the thing that shocked me more. Like, I expected Brissett and the Cardinals to have some success because their defense is trash, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that they got shut down by Gannon and that Arizona defense is okay.
They're fine.
It's not some great defense. I saw them get gashed by Seattle.
We're talking about 40 points a game. Here they come. 40 points a game.
Sweat got 2.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sweat got 2.
Yeah, Josh Sweat.
Sweat had a good game.
He did
a lot of pressures. He was active, yeah.
But you know what's great about this whole thing, though, is this bye week was the bye week from the gods. Yeah. Like, it was the greatest bye week in the history of byes. Right? Like, everything worked out. Like, not just in a good way, in a great way. You got reinforcements at the deadline, right?
Yes.
Right? So your roster, your defense, everything we just talked about. But every one of these other teams took a step back.
Everything. You couldn't have asked for any. If you had a wish list, this would have been it.
Like
everything. Everything. You got it all. I don't know what Jeffrey Louis conjuring down there, what's going on, but something's up, man.
Are you kidding?
Everything's coming up Eagles right now. Knock on wood.
It really is. Like, you look at Green Bay, and I know we kind of differ and all.
Yeah.
But when Green Bay's playing well, they're really good. But now you take away a huge weapon in Kraft, who not only
he's the best tight end maybe in the NFC.
Yeah, and not only in the pass game, but he's a really good blocker who sets an edge that helps Jacobs, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's right. Was it Musgrave? He couldn't get on the field because he was actually drafted ahead of Kraft. But
Musgrave is a receiver.
He can't block.
Right.
Yeah.
Musgrave is more of a receiver. He's not a blocker. He's a receiver. He's good. He was good in college. A good receiver. But he's one of those tight ends that doesn't want to block and just wants to go catch passes down the seam. So they got weakened in a big way. I don't know. I didn't see the update on Golden and how long he's out for.
I'm looking at it right now. They said there was some positive news, but it's still saying week to week.
For Golden?
For Golden.
Yeah.
So there may be a chance that he does not play this game.
Yeah, it's less even about this game, out more long term with the Packers. But if you're down Kraft and Golden on Monday night. I mean, Eagles got to win,
Beast.
right? Like,
Yeah.
the Eagles got to win. Like, they're already down another receiver.
Just have to stop Jacobs.
Yeah,
It's really the big task. The run game.
Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah, saying Golden's day to day.
This is day to day now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Either way,
Yeah.
like losing Kraft's a big deal, and so then you got the Lions, and look, it's the NFL, and we know about the mediocrity of the league, and teams play down. That was a stunning loss to me, because here you have the Vikings who come limping in with no defense, like they've been struggling on defense, and if you think about
Rookie
it,
quarterback.
right, you got JJ coming back for the first time,
Yep.
and they got beat, and they got beat bad
In the dome.
at home.
Yeah.
And they got, I want to say dominated, really.
I would agree. It was they made it a little closer than it looked at the end if you look at the score, but it was not a close game at all.
No. They could never really get on track.
Yeah, Gibbs was not a factor at all.
Gibbs is to me, I thought Gibbs was NFL proof, like week to week, any given Sunday.
He was up until then.
Like he was like Smith and Jigba, right? Just pencil them in for their numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They might not win, but he's getting his numbers. And he didn't get anything. Mm-hmm. So the Lions, all of a sudden, they take a huge hit, right? They got those two teams. And then you throw in a division, the state of the division.
The division's great. Dude, it is awesome that Jerry Jones is hyping up this trade. He's teasing it all day. Oh, we made a trade. And then they're playing so bad. His star quarterback on the broadcast says he might want to cancel that trade. Ain't nobody out there going to help this team. He basically crapped all over Jerry Jones's hype up. Troy Aikman. It's amazing.
It is the greatest thing in the world. Look, I'm always going to be a Cowboy hater first. Like, it's the truth. Like, it does at this stage of my life, I'm not changing, right? Like, the Giants will be the next team to give the Eagles challenge, right? Like,
They got a young quarterback.
Dart's legitimate. Like, they're going to be good. But I'll always hate the Cowboys, and I'll always root for their demise.
Villain.
They are.
Yeah,
They're
especially with
Joel
Jerry.
villain.
With Jerry's,
They are, Lex Luthor, who the age-old villains. Who's the Spider-Man villain?
The Joker.
The Joker, yeah.
Give you the Joker.
Yeah, of course.
Lex
Luthor.
That's who they are. They're going to be, they're a lifelong villain, no matter what happens, year in, year out. They're one of the greatest villains ever.
Yes.
Right?
And he's fine. I really think he's fine with it because he got the press. We're talking about it. He gets to be. I don't think he cares about winning or losing at this point. Who did he trade for? I never heard of this guy, Logan Wilson.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's the trade you're going to hype up all day? Come on, you're not getting Trey Hendricks.
Well, he has a new business venture now with all that oil that he just found. So why does he care about the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's
Rich Eisen is out there. You hear him he's calling Howie Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, I wouldn't even accept a call from him. He'll be like, he's imitating how he's like, no, you don't want those draft picks.
His
You'll
Jedi
accept
mind
these
tricks.
draft picks.
Yeah.
And you'll like it. He's
His
like,
Howie mind tricks.
yeah, National Beer say, don't even take a call from Howie at this time. He's up to something.
You will make that trade.
Yes.
Howie Potter, man. Howie Potter does it again.
Yeah,
Did he sell his soul?
I don't want to know
I hope
what's
he
going on
did.
down there. Something's going on.
I hope he
I'm-
did.
I'm cool with it.
Did
Did he ever have one?
it's pretty astounding. Like, you want to talk about mesmerizing teams, like the Phillips thing. Everybody's after an edge rusher. And you get away with a third-round pick. Like, and you already got.
But you got the Jets already in your pocket.
Right, you got the Jets in your pocket.
And you don't give that away.
No, and you're going to have a compensatory pick, most likely, off of this. It's just such a great move. They're once again, like, you look at the NFC and you go, all right, well, the division is a complete joke. How about Washington? Like, think about Washington for a second. They were the darlings last year.
They came and took over the Hard Rock. Remember that? They came to town.
The Hard Rock.
Took over Philly.
Yeah, the big takeover. Yeah.
Yeah.
They took over the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
Storm the city.
Right.
Look at
This year has been just an utter disaster.
Their head coach is like, yeah, I should have had my star quarterback out of the game down
I'll be
31
honest with you,
points.
I didn't have a problem with that. You can't play afraid of that. Like, if it's less than 5 minutes to go in a game, I take him out. But at that point, I'm still like, I got to get them feeling right. He's just coming back. I got to get the offense to score. Like, you're trying to. It's not for the game, but it's for the next week. Like, you're not playing scared that way. You know, it's just it's what happens. Coaches will tell you that. Like, you just can't go to the mentality of like being afraid of injury. Like, you just got to go and
I think there's a difference between being cautious and being scared, especially when you have a guy. I mean, he's tiny, man. And he's,
I mean, like, otherwise don't play it. Like, he's not going to be like you built your whole thing around him. Like, you're still thinking that your season is not over, and you got to get some momentum for going in next week. I didn't think it was an issue. I'll be honest with you. I didn't. I will say this, but the whole division aside, look at the rest of the conference. We just saw major chinks in the armor in Green Bay and Detroit.
Yeah.
Tampa, you know.
I do think
the Eagles beat Tampa.
They did. Tampa and the Rams are wild cards. Their quarterback play, like Baker, he can be magic. And he thrives in crunch time and pressure situations.
There
is a Todd Bowles thing.
I say that with all due respect, but the deal is, with both those teams, the Eagles beat them.
Sure.
Right? Like, the Eagles beat them. I mean,
I know, but the Bills can say they beat the Chiefs every year, and they don't.
I know, except that this Eagles team is different. The Eagles win, right?
Yeah.
They go to Super Bowls now. Like, this is not the Bills that are snake bitten by the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs, that storyline stands out, right?
Yeah.
But the I'm looking at your hat. But
that dude, I saw
that's a nice hat.
I was like, oh, got the habitants tonight.
That's a good orange.
It is a good. It's
bright,
it's a great
vibrant orange.
It pops.
Yeah.
The orange and the block.
Oh yeah.
The orange and the block. But you look at the rest of the conference and you go, all right, there's one favorite.
Yeah.
Like, they're a favorite. Like, they're the favorite.
And they should be. They're reigning champs, and they just win. I mean, they have their blips. They're gonna win 3 or 4 losses this year.
Right.
That's insane. Back to back, Super Bowl teams lose it. They lost a lot of players.
You know,
a lot of players.
The thing is too is that they seem impervious to the catastrophic loss. Like, there's games where they're hanging in a balance, but they find a way to win it. And maybe it's because they don't turn the ball over a lot.
I think that's a huge part of it.
You
and
know?
there is something about the DNA with this quarterback. I don't know what it is. He finds a way to win.
He does.
Sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes it's hideous. But he just wins. Look at now, the Rams defense is only giving up 127 points. They're by far the stingiest defense right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're coming off of playing at Tyler Shuck. I mean, good luck, Shuck. I mean, give me a break. All right, lots to get to today. As always, my man EJ is back from Paris.
Oh, oui.
He spent the bye week with some crepes in the Latin Quarter in Paris. And we'll talk to him coming up. Jimmy Steaks, talk about the World Series and what's next for the Phillies. And Baldy, fired up for Baldy.
I saw his pirate costume. He put that up on Instagram, I think. We should try and dig that photo up. I hope it might have been a story. Hopefully it was a post.
I'll see if I can find it. Maybe I'll ask him for it.
We got an interesting guy, a local guy, Dan Koob, who is doing a YouTube kind of no reservations meets sports show. It's like,
let's find the best sports town.
The best sports cities, which is funny. Years and years ago, I'll tell the story, but I pitched it, and I was this close. I made it through 3 levels at the Travel Channel.
That's close. That's close.
I'll tell you what happened. There was one executive who wanted to go a different way, and I lost.
And it's heartbreaking.
Oh, it's terrible.
I was similarly close like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Movie of the week idea.
Oh, man. MOW, baby. Lots to get to. Man, this is fun times. Fun November football.
Sixers are 1 loss, first place. I mean, it's going all
they
right.
They got the best record in the conference.
Yeah.
They're in Chicago.
McCain's coming back. Everyone's giddy.
Yeah. They're in Chicago tonight. Flyers in Montreal tonight. So lots to get to. A lot of fun. Sports, good sports in Philadelphia right now. Let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? Let's talk about Xfinity. I love my Xfinity. Like every night, sports like this is like great sports time, right? You know, my man's all about college basketball. It was wall to wall yesterday. You got hockey and hoops and of course all the football. This is where multi-view is the greatest. Xfinity has perfected the multi-view, where you got the boxes of games, right? Tri-boxes, quad boxes. Like, I love it. I'm always watching all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, all right. And then I'll go to one. I got live stats right on the side, right on my television. It just comes right up. It's the perfect fan flex. Do yourself a favor. I know how much you love it and how much you love watching it. Dive deep into Xfinity right here in our backyard. It's the perfect way to fan. You fan the best way with Xfinity. Your setup is so perfect, man. And then they have the best, Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. So clear, like you just feel immersed that you're like in the arena, in the stadium. It's the best seat in the house every time. Your house. Can't beat it. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Go to Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply.
You know who's playing championship level car deals every single day? Elkin Chevrolet, right off Route 73 over in Marlton, New Jersey. It's a 3-man team. They got Jason, Adam, and Josh, all brothers. They're in the store every day, calling the plays and delivering wins. No fumbles, no drama, just a hometown squad with a deep bench of Chevys and prices that'll make you cheer. They call it honking good service, and trust me, it's a total slam dunk. So if you're scouting for a new Chevy or a pre-owned MVP, make your next move Elkins Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service. Shop now at elkinschevrolet.com. And hey, let's drive together.
Let's drive
Together.
All right. Let's drive right to our man from PHLY Birds. Much needed little respite. He and his bride went to Paris on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Let's go to EJ.
Give me that E, give me a J, give me an EJ, give me that EJ Smith.
My man. Good morning. Where's he at?
1 second. Our system froze here, so I'm kind of playing catch up.
Right. No, good. All good. All good. I know it's funny. EJ went away. He's probably like, oh, my God. Oh,
This
holy
is
hell
happening.
breaks
Yeah,
loose.
I feel like he's missing out.
Like, it's the peril of being a beat writer. It's the peril of being a beat writer. Good morning, EJ.
You guys nailed that.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. You nailed that perfectly. Like, I'm out to dinner with my wife in Paris. It's like a great meal, great time. And I just look at her and she goes, "What?" And I go, "The Eagles just traded for Michael Carter." And I'm just like, it's like I start itching. I want to talk to her about it. I want to start, reaching out to people. But no, it was a good trip. It was definitely a lot of good memories. But yeah, I was like, when Andrew texted me last night, I was like, yeah, get me on the show. Like, I need to talk about some Eagles. Like, I'm like, I got like withdrawal talking about this team. So.
Where were you? Do you know where you were when the Phillips news broke? Because that was like 7:30 a.m. here, like noon, 1 o'clock over there.
So which trade? The Phillips?
Jaelan
I
Phillips.
was on the flight. So it was
That's
probably
even more frustrating on a flight.
Oh, it was the worst. I was trying to watch. I was trying to watch you guys. I was trying to watch the emergency pod. I'm on the airplane Wi-Fi. So no, when we got home, it was like, it's time for me to get back in the action here. I missed too much.
That's the peril of the in-season respite. Like, we all need it.
Yeah.
We all need to get away, like in season, like during the. But it's perilous, right?
Yeah.
Because you just feel so detached, and then especially when you go to Europe and come back, like you feel detached from everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to watch the games over there. Like, it was good because again, like my wife, I feel like my wife really appreciated the time we had, and
Yes.
it's like you definitely it feels good to recharge. But yeah, it's like, come on, I got to get back in the swing of things here. So it's good to be back with you guys.
All right, so let's get to it. First of all, how he does it again, and the Phillips deal is just a great deal because of the relationship he has with Fangio, of the level of football. He's escaped from the disaster that is Miami, reborn. You kept the Jets pick, right?
Yeah.
So, you're going to get a compensatory pick. So it really is a great move for this year.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Josh Sweat in like a lot of the ways that the Eagles value players. Like, he's got the recruiting background. Obviously, he was a top 5 recruit, a highly touted prospect in the draft. Obviously, he's got the injury history, but even body type wise, he's got the prototypical build for an edge rusher. And the thing that jumped out to me, listening to Fran talk about him, reading Fran's film review that's out this morning on allphly.com, is his ability to bump inside and rush, from like that 5 technique, or, that just like shaded over the tackle when the Eagles go to those 5 or 6 man fronts. That's going to be important for this team. You see how often they bring Jahad Campbell off to the edge or Zach Bond onto the edge. Having that versatility, even with some of the exotic fronts we've seen from Vic Fangio, I think having that versatility, with in addition to having that true like number 1 guy on the edge, I agree with you. I mean, it's a luxury that they have because they compiled so many draft picks. The amount of threes that they have, both because of the compensatory picks and also because of some of the trades that they made, the Hassan Reddick trade, and especially with that Jets pick. I think it was a luxury that they had that they could make this type of trade. And I'm with you. I think it really puts them, it shores up their pass defense in a way, in an important time of the season where we got a couple games coming up here that could be really big for the NFC seeding.
Yeah, and here's the deal: the whole league was looking for edge help.
Yeah.
And how we got it. Now all of a sudden you slot Phillips, and the level of player, like you're going to get Nolan back, like you said, you got Nolan, you got Phillips, and now everybody slots, right? You Hunt, it takes a lot of pressure off of Hunt, right? Yeah. Where now those 3 can kind of divvy up those snaps, and then you got BG and Uche. So that like now all of a sudden you got depth. I think you have upper end talent. Like Phillips nasty, man. He could play.
Yeah, he is like the consistent number 1 guy that this rotation needed. Like, to your point, it kind of bumps everyone down into a role that they're more qualified for. Like, Jaelan Hunt's played well, but like, could you imagine if he's your 3rd guy? He's your situational pass rusher. Even like, obviously BG will probably have more of a well-rounded role, but even Uche in like a pass rush specialist type role, like I like him a lot more in that situation. 8 to 10 snaps a game more than somebody that you really have to lean on. And then it should free up Jahad Campbell a little bit too. Because I'm not really fully in on him. This like Jahad Campbell in the base defense as an edge rusher.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah. I'm not really on board with it. So I think, the fact that he is like a complete defensive end or an edge rusher, whichever one you want to use, because he is really like both. He can play that 4-3, early down defensive end role. So I think the fact that they got that guy, it wasn't necessarily, I was curious if it was going to be him or Chubb, but I think he makes a lot of sense and he fits a lot of what the Eagles have valued in the past.
Yeah, I would agree. And then the back end, you got to with bodies, right? Like you're attacking the problem with bodies. Jacoria Bennett is still, you invested mostly into him. You'll see when he comes back from injury, kind of where he's at. And then, you get with Carter, you got a little bit of leeway because of the nickel. So it kind of gives you some variables. And then, who knows with Jair Alexander? Like these guys, sometimes you change spots. You all of a sudden there's a wake up. Right, Christian Parker's there. Like, who knows? Yeah. Like, I like the Flyer.
Yeah, the sense I get with that is that it's been fluid in that secondary all season. There's been kind of moving parts, and I think that's kind of where it is still. I don't think that they have a set 4 or 5 guys. Like, I don't think that's like, okay, this is what it's going to look like. I think it's going to look different each week. I think that they aren't, I think they're going to try and figure out who's going to be that second outside corner on the fly. And I think you're right. It's going to be matchup specific at times where, maybe one week it's Cooper DeJean on the outside more, or, maybe it's a big nickel week, or maybe it's Cooper in the slot if you have a team where you feel like there's a matchup that you really need to focus on there. So I think, it makes sense. Like you said, it kind of reminds me a couple of years ago when like the Eagles didn't have a real answer at corner, and they just loaded up with young players. Like that was when they had like Eli Ricks and Mario Goodrich and all these different guys. It just makes sense to have just options. I think that was the big thing. Yeah, if you told me that Jair Alexander, if you told me like before the trade deadline, would you rather have Jair Alexander or Adoree Jackson? It's an interesting conversation to have, right? So I think having just more options is going to be important for that group. And you kind of do back Vic Fangio, Christian Parker, Joe Casper, all those guys to figure out what it needs to look like before the postseason.
Well, to me, it makes a lot of sense in this. Like, you got your anchors, right? Like, it's better than it was a couple years ago, like that you referenced, because you got Quinyon and Cooper. So as long as you got Quinyon and Cooper, right, like that adds, like you could mask that other spot.
Yeah. And in an ideal world, like Jacorian Bennett comes off IR and looks like, he hasn't looked great since he got to the Eagles, because I think he's been open about the fact that he struggled with this transition. It's been a tough one for him, but I still think that you could see a world where he comes in back from this injury and really starts to kind of run away with the job. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned about the outside corner spot. I really do. I think that the defense, took some significant strides from this trade, or from the last couple of trades.
Do you see EJ? Do you see them keeping everybody? Like, is there enough room for everybody? Is it like Adoree Jackson? Is he someone that you could see them shipping out for like a 7th rounder?
Yeah, I could see it. I was curious if if Keely Ringo would be somebody who maybe a team that liked him coming out in the draft still valued him. I still think that like having the optionality would be important. So I think they're probably done, but again, with Howie, you can never discount it. So there might need to be some roster maneuvering here. I could see a world where one of these guys ends up getting either moved or moved to the practice squad. But realistically, I do think like having those options is probably more important if you're not going to get like a great price back for somebody.
I was thinking into the Jair, because the naysayers like, he's been scratched on the bad Ravens team, but their defensive backs are not bad. That's not really their issue. They got some young guys out there that they like, and they've been running 3 safeties. And just because he doesn't play, I guess, special teams, he has a problem.
That's the thing with those guys.
Dressing.
A lot of times, if you're a healthy scratch, it's because you're not playing special teams. So, that could definitely be that was probably a big part of it with Baltimore, especially obviously he's got some injury stuff. So maybe you didn't want to risk him there. So again, I think it's a flyer worth taking. And it's not like it's with both these guys, it's not like they paid very much. It's
right.
Not like these were premium picks that they gave up. It was really kind of just late round pick swaps for both him and Michael Carter.
And they're kind of like complement each other, because Carter's more of a slot guy, right?
Yes.
So like if Koob has to go outside,
listen, Alexander's played some slot, but obviously he's an outside guy.
Yeah.
Primarily, again, I like attacking the issue with bodies.
Yeah.
I just like attacking that. I do. Adoree Jackson, I would be fine if he didn't come back, but it doesn't matter. Attack it with bodies. It was the greatest bye week in the history of bye weeks for the Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, right? We talk about it. Green Bay goes down, lose Tucker Kraft. Detroit goes down at home. Washington, dead. Dallas, dead. Giants were already dead. All of them lost in a catastrophic way. Pretty incredible of this bye week. Everything went their way.
Yeah, you felt like if the Eagles were going to go back-to-back NFC East champs, it was going to like take this great thing for how hard it has been for that to be the case in the recent history. But it kind of does, like, it was really kind of anticlimactic. You wake up this morning and it's like, yeah, they pretty much have it sewn up. It's like, they don't have much work left to do here. So in the division, it's kind of been, like I said, anticlimactic. But in the conference, I do think these next couple of weeks are going to be really big. I think Detroit, like, you kind of know the book on them, where it's like, if you can get them outdoors in the postseason, you feel better about that than if you have to go play them indoors, where they are so much better. And then the Packers, I don't know what to make of them right now. They're kind of a weird team to evaluate. So I know you guys are split on them here. So I'm not trying to stoke the flame there, but yeah, I don't know. it'll be really instructive these next couple of weeks. But honestly, there's a lot of reasons to feel good going into both of those games that for the Eagles. I mean, it feels like it's similar to the Bills, where it seems like they're moving in the right direction at the right point in the season. Starting to figure some of these things out.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, I do think looking ahead to the Packer game, I mean, I think the Packers were dramatically weakened by losing Kraft. I mean,
Yeah.
their run game, yeah, as much as he's a good receiver, he's a very good blocker in that run game with Jacobs. I mean, the issue with Green Bay, and this is what VG sees, there's really not as much division, but the issue with them is when they're good, they're really good.
Yeah.
But they play down to their competition a lot. Like, they have these like sleepy games where they just don't, they don't execute. So, and
Yeah.
now, I mean, again, when you're looking at the pecking order of the NFC, the Eagles are at the top. I mean, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look around, it's like, okay, Tampa 6-2. The Eagles beat Tampa on the road. LA 6-2. The Eagles beat LA. I mean, Seattle. I don't know. Like, is that really a team that you feel worried about coming to Philadelphia? If that were the case, and that's why I think that number one seed, they can put themselves in the driver's seat these next couple of weeks. Obviously, they have the record advantage, but if they can maintain that, if they can get those tiebreakers against the Lions and the Packers here, yeah, I mean, it would just make you feel even that much better going into the postseason.
And what's amazing about it is all those teams are weakened. Right, we just got done talking about Green Bay. You're playing, then you got Detroit here on a Sunday night. Then you got Dallas, right? I don't think Logan Wilson's scaring anybody. Then you got the Bears on a Black Friday. And then you're at the Chargers, who lost Joe Alt.
Yeah. And that's why it kind of felt like the bye came at a good time for this team. It felt like they got that like forward momentum. They're starting to figure it out offensively. The trade deadline, they strengthen up on defense, and the health side of things. It's been a real thing for them the last few years, which is crazy to think about. You think about 5 or 6 years ago how much they struggled with injuries. They really I've written stories about how like the behind the scenes stuff, how they've worked hard to try and address that stuff. Obviously, the practice schedule plays into that, as much as Vic Fangio might not like that. But yeah, I do. I think that for that reason, it kind of did feel like the bye came at a good time, as they kind of reload up for this next stretch of the season.
Yeah, I clearly they go in as this could be the year of the repeat. We've had the Florida Panthers repeat in the NHL, the Dodgers,
Yeah.
right? OKC looks nasty. Just saying.
I like that. Yeah, the year of the repeat. That makes sense. Yeah, no. I personally wouldn't want another Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl. Just as a reporter, someone like for storytelling. I understand like the rubber match aspect, but I don't know. I would want some fresh stories. If they made
Eagles
it that
Bills would be the best,
far.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great Super Bowl, right? Eagles and Bills. But Eagles Chiefs, like, there's something about the trilogy.
Yeah, it's compelling. It is compelling. You're right, but it's just especially like it's like the first one you get all the Eagles Chiefs like synergy, all the characters that have been in both places, but that's all that stuff is kind of like, okay, we know that now. So I mean, listen, if they make it that far, there's gonna be great stories no matter what. I wouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, real quick, your favorite meal in Paris?
Ooh, that's a great question. It's probably the meal we had when they traded for Michael Carter. It was at a place called Ren Ami. The best way I can describe it is like it's like great French cuisine, but it's kind of like they know it's for Americans. So you get it's like you get these big portions, like it was really really
normally
nice.
the portions are very small. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got steak au poivre. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And then we got some.
Yeah.
Okay, au poivre. Yeah, I got to work on my French, as I learned very quickly when we got back there. Yeah. And we got some like truffle mac and cheese that I'm still just thinking about.
It's awesome.
Peak French experience right there. So it was a good time. Other than like the nasty look I got. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's like, what else are you gonna do in France, right? You walk around, you see a good crepe shop. You're like, all right, let's just grab one. We'll split it. We tried to average like 25,000 steps a day to try and offset all the cheese and bread, but I think I need to get back in the gym after this week because yeah, definitely ate good while we were there.
Nah, you're there. What, traipsing down the Champs-Élysées?
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a
Did you
fun
go to the
time,
Latin
but
Quarter like I told you?
yeah, we swung by there. Yeah, we walked
Montmartre?
everywhere, man. Yeah,
Montmartre.
yep, yeah.
I
We
like,
went there
it's an
for
artist, it was
sunset.
like
That
an
was
artist
nice. Yeah,
colony, like,
yeah. So, but like I said, I got a dirty look for sending a couple texts about the Michael Carter trade, and I learned my lesson by the time they traded for Jair Alexander.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. You got to keep her happy. Listen,
Yep,
glad you're back. Let's go. Time for
Yep,
business.
good to be back. Thanks for having me, guys.
Love it. EJ, we love you, buddy. Thanks, pal. EJ Smith on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
Can I just tell you, I am out on truffle. I know a lot of people love truffle, but to me, it just reminds me of dirty socks.
Okay.
That's what it tastes like. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm out on the truffle.
All right.
All right, he's out on truffle.
All right.
Taking a hard line on it. It's anti-truffle.
I just feel like a lot of people love truffle, and I can't get my head around the taste. I don't know.
All right. Cool. Yeah. There you go. It's a good take.
Yeah, you gotta have a take.
Yeah, I don't know. He just brought it up. And
All right.
thought I'd
Speaking
share.
of steak au pois, we got Jimmy Steaks coming up. Doesn't get better than our man Jimmy Steaks.
He's probably got his own truffles growing in his garden.
Give me a steak, give me a steak. Oh, let's talk some baseball with Jimmy Steaks.
Xfinity mobile call-in line, the great Jim Salisbury. Jimmy!
Hola, amigos.
So let's just put a bow on what was an awesome, just from a baseball standpoint, an awesome World Series. It was great. Theater. I mean, it had everything. I could do another 7. It was so good.
It was really a good World Series. Lots of drama. I mean, the Blue Jays were, like 3 times they were within an inch of winning the World Series. 2 outs in the 9th. The night before, just little things were magnified so much. Things that happen during the regular season, but don't really jump out at you. But the Blue Jays will forever kick themselves, I think, for some of their base running in the final 2 games of that series. Even throughout the series, there was one game when they ran it to 3 outs on the bases. But the Dodgers, man, they never panic. And for all the critics out there saying they spend their way to a World Series title, and hey, you know what? They've built a hell of a brand and a hell of an organization, and they have a lot of revenue, and they use it the right way. They got great plays from the center fielder makes that play at the wall. He's not a highly paid player. Utility
man. Rojas comes up with a big home run.
Rojas has the home run and makes that defensive play. He's a utility guy. He's not one of their $300 million guys. So it still comes down to the full 26-man roster. And but you're right, it was very interesting. I mean, we had a walk-off grand slam, right? Or pinch hit grand slam, a walk-off home run, 2 extra inning games, one of them being 18 innings.
An Ohtani, an epic Ohtani game.
Epic Ohtani game. You had a complete game by Yamamoto in a time where nobody pitches complete games. And then he pitches, comes out of the bullpen on 1-day rest. There was just a ton. And, I know they have a high-powered roster and they spend a lot on it and they have a lot of talent. But hats off to Dave Roberts because, a manager can go in there and screw up that talent. And I hear people rip on Dave Roberts a lot and undersell him. He's got 3 World Series titles now. And as a player, one of the most historic moments in postseason history when he stole that base to keep the Red Sox 2004 season alive and set the table for the greatest comeback ever. So the guy has had a hell of a career, and he's going to be in Cooperstown someday.
Yeah, it really was. I got to tell you, I'm so happy because the ratings were enormous. Yeah. Right? It capped off a great season, a season of, I think, health with the sport. And my only message would be, please don't screw it up with a lockout strike. Like the last thing you need right now they talked about baseball. Kids won't watch it. It's antiquated. It's old, slow. And you know what? We've seen the renaissance, a baseball renaissance. Like they made a couple good tweaks to pitch clock, everything, but it's
it cool.
awesome. Like it's great that it's here. Don't bleep it up now.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And we all know what's, down the road a year from now, the end of the labor agreement. I do think we're going to see some type of a lockout. I think it's a strategic move on the part of MLB, the part of the owners next offseason. I just hope it's a vehicle toward getting an agreement and forcing conversation and making the tweaks and the fixes they need to make. But I agree with you. This is, you got to build on this. And I would hope neither side is dumb enough to kill the golden goose. Everybody's making a lot of money. That's why I think when push comes to shove, Anthony, it's going to resemble the last one 4 years ago when we're going to have a quiet winter and then there's going to be a flurry. Everybody's going to look at each other and say, we're going to get something done, and they're going to get something done. Now, maybe that's wishful thinking. I mean, that's my hope as a guy who loves baseball. But I just don't see either side killing the golden goose just the same way it was 4 years ago. I really look at this fight, I think I mentioned this the other day, it's more like owner versus owner, large market owner versus small market owner. And I know the small market owners are going to dig in trying to get that salary cap. It's going to be very difficult because the players really will be firm and completely continue to reject that. Maybe the ultimate solve for the small market owners is expansion, which will put money in their pockets. I don't know that the game needs more expansion. We're already having enough trouble finding, full rosters, but that might be the thing that ultimately heals the rift between the small market owners and the larger market owners. But I mean, that's down the road. We'll see what happens. But I couldn't agree with you more. I hope they build on this and don't do something crazy. Don't do something stupid. Have your battle next year, next offseason, and get it over with and keep building this game.
All right, so let's talk about the Phillies and attacking the Phillies off season. All right, so let's look at the free agents and look at this. Obviously, Schwarber is Schwarber, and then that's the big focus. How would you examine, your thoughts on bringing back JT, Ranger, and even Alvarado at $9 million? I mean, I have to be honest with you. As much as last year was it really upset everyone, to get that kind of arm for $9 million, I'm in.
Yeah, I am. I'm in too, and I think the Phillies are in. Dave Dombrowski mentioned that in his press conference at the end of the season that they were working toward an agreement with Alvarado. I think he said he'd be surprised if it doesn't happen. So I took that as a positive sign that he's going to be back, and they need him back because I think, toward the end of the season, I saw a lot of 91s in that bullpen. They need some power, some more power down there. Obviously, they have DeJean, but I think they need some left side power. And I think Alvarado will end up coming back, though. You never know what could happen, but I do, take Dombrowski at his word there. It seemed like they're moving towards something. Schwarber, their priority. My gut feel is he's back here, but again, there's going to be play on him. And JT, my gut feel is he's back here, but there's going to be play on him as well. It's a little bit of a rock and a hard place. Your roster is old. It was the oldest in baseball this year. It's going to be, with these guys, you're not getting any younger, but you're so top heavy on the top end of your payroll with some of your stars, and there's still championship potential on this roster. You can't just, you can't throw it away. And I think you need to bring back those two guys because they're so important to where you want to go. As I sit here right now, Anthony, I'm very confident saying they're going to play in October next year. So you need these guys back, and you just need to play better in October. You need to produce. You need to produce with men on base. You need to eliminate fundamental errors. You need to go into the October tournament and have 3.5 good weeks. Can they do it? We'll see. But I expect to see those two guys back. But, anything can happen in free agency. It's a crazy time. And in addition to that, they need a right-handed bat. I think they could be active on the trade front for that, or maybe in free agency, depending on how far they're willing to go with that payroll. You could see, they're going to have some money coming off the books in 27. I don't know what's going to happen labor-wise, but they are going to have like $38 million coming off with Castellanos and Taiwan Walker. So maybe they can structure a contract creatively. And in addition to Real Muto and Schwarber, if they come back, maybe do another rather significant free agent piece as well for a right-handed bat. But a trade is also a possibility there. If I were them, I would revisit Byron Buxton as a possible.
Oh my
trade.
God, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking Buxton.
I would, because
I agree.
You guys aren't.
He's got a
afraid
no
of his
trade,
injuries?
and he said last year he was very, very adamant that he would not waive his no trade clause. He spoke at the All-Star game that he wasn't going anywhere, and it's his right. He earned it. He negotiated it. But I wonder, as the Twins have really waved the white flag here, and they got rid of 12 players at the trade deadline last year. They seem to be trending toward a rebuild, especially if they trade Joe Ryan, starting pitcher, maybe Pablo Lopez as well. If he says to himself, I don't necessarily want to finish in last place in the American League Central, I'll take a trade to a contender. It is a really nice contract. He's got 3 more years at 15, 15, and 15. It's an affordable contract. Had a great year last year. He's a right-handed bat, dynamic player. The fine print is he gets hurt a lot. So, but I would revisit that. And I'm gonna actually say this. I bet they already have revisited it. I bet they've already made the phone call saying, "Hey, keep us in mind if
he's a great fit. He great just fit. Is. He's exactly what you need. Right-handed bat, power. He does it all. Sprays the ball all over the field.
Good contract too, Anthony. With them, way over the luxury tax. Good contract.
Yeah,
he had a half decent, healthy year last year.
It wasn't half decent. It was very
That's
good.
not going to happen. Already got his healthy year, and you.
I know. Hey, it's a risk. I said that. It's a risk. His health is a risk. Huge risk.
I mean, it's not a guy who has a couple of weird injuries. The guy's always hurt.
Okay, but he puts up. He's what they need. He puts up numbers. He's from the right side of the plate. He gives you. He plays a great center field. I mean, I'm in.
Last year's as good as it gets for him. 126 games. Fine, but
and as far as a free agent, if they can swing it on top of, if Schwarber and Real Muto come back, if you can swing a significant free agent, I really like Bo Bichette. I don't know if they can swing it, but I would. He's a right-handed bat. You could play him at. I don't think you're going to play him at shortstop because Turner, I think, can stay there.
No, you got to play him at
second base, and even possibly, I know he hasn't played there, but maybe third base, but second base. And then, that frees up Stott to be a trade chip, which I think he is anyway. Bohm's a trade chip. Bo Bichette, he can bat leadoff if you wanted to refigure things, or he can bat in the middle. I mean, he spent time behind Guerrero this year.
He did.
So,
I love Bichette. I'm down with Bichette. I'm completely down. Can he play? He could play some outfield.
I don't know that. I don't know that he ever has. He's an infielder, shortstop. Played some second base here in the postseason, but I would be looking at him. I mean, where you look at I understand what you're saying. The outfield's in flux, but I also think second base and third base could be in flux with this team when you look at maybe.
Oh, I agree. Listen,
some potential value.
If I got Bichette, if Bichette and Turner is my double play combination, I'm ecstatic. Yeah. I feel great about it.
Jimmy, I was reading. There's reports out there that Real Muto is going to get more interest in Kyle Schwarber. Not more money, but more teams interested in him.
Well, they can afford him.
And probably going to have to go a minimum of 3 years with him. Do you see the Phils doing that?
I think they'd prefer to go 2 years, like 2 years times 15 or 16. But if it takes 3 to get him off the market, I think they might do that.
You got no other options.
I mean, you could try and do a trade with somebody.
Okay, but you're already trying. You got to fill so many spots.
Yeah,
and you only have so many trade chips. They're
right.
They're going to be protective of their top guys because, their ears were open on Crawford and Miller a couple years ago for Crochet. I mean, wide open. They would have done
right.
But now they're all both a step closer to the majors. Your big league roster is a year older or more. You kind of need to start, getting them in there. We're going to see Crawford very soon, and Miller will go to AAA, and he'll kind of dictate how fast he can get here. Again, I talked about the infield being a little bit in flux. Miller becomes very valuable in that regard if he pushes his way here soon.
I want him to play third. Right. David Murphy and I were talking about this the other day. The one issue that I have had over the years is the unwillingness to play young players and just go give them a shot. Like, we see it all around baseball. Like, you just see kids all around baseball get an opportunity. And I just think they're way ultra conservative with their young talent.
Yeah, that's been kind of a rap they've had for a while, even going back to Utley and Howard. But I do think you have to kind of look at the entire situation. They were both blocked by veterans that they wanted to ride a little bit more. Eventually they got here. Maybe they got here too late. Crawford this year, more recently, he was coming. He was coming mid-season, and then all of a sudden Marsh turned it on and had a good run, and they decided against it. But I think we're going to see Crawford real quick next year. Probably in left field, I would imagine.
Does it bother you at all with Crawford being another, like, a left-hander with no power playing a corner outfield spot?
No, because he hits. He's hit at every level. He can run. And I still think, in terms of power, a lot of times it's the last thing to come. I don't know that he's ever going to be, he's not going to be a big power guy, but I think he can grow into some power. But I think it's getting close to the time, we take a look at him, and he qualifies as a young player.
If he's playing left, you got to have power elsewhere.
And they're looking for it. They know that. They want power in the middle of their lineup. Crawford, to me, would be a second leadoff man hitting number 9.
Right.
And, you got to do something in the middle. Couple of those names we talked about might be possibilities, but they really, you look at what their cleanup hitters did last year. Just it was pretty weak. They need to improve that, and they really need to do it this year, because this nucleus is a large part of this nucleus is going to come back and get them to October, and then they need to produce with these guys, because it's the same old song and dance, but the clock is ticking.
Yep. No.
Tick, tick, tick.
I know.
Tick, tick.
I feel you, buddy. My brother, awesome stuff, man. I thought of you right away. I loved it. It was just great baseball, man. Baseball.
Yeah, it was really so many little things. I'll tell you what. Game 6. Game 6. When was it games? It was the game. No, it was game 7. No, it was game 6. When they had second, when they made the double play to end the game, the Dodgers, they had second, and Toronto had second and third, no outs. They brought in Glasnow.
Yeah.
And the momentum was all Toronto for a victory there. And that Clement kid swings. He had a great postseason, but he didn't swing. It was an up and in first pitch, and that changed all the momentum.
He always hacks. He was your first.
Glasnow gets the next two. Glasnow gets a double play on 2 pitches.
Yeah.
And Rojas, we talked about the home run. How about that scoop for that double play? So a lot of little things you just really can dig in.
If you're the Blue Jays, you feel horrible. You had that game won so many different ways. And here you're thinking, here's Hoffman about to close it out, and he gives up the home run to Rojas.
So the Clement swing, to me, was a huge swing in momentum in game 6. And in game 7, bottom of the 8th, Blue Jays get the lead man on second base. It was a leadoff double.
Yeah.
And they had a 1-run lead, and they needed to get that run home to give Jeff Hoffman a 2-run cushion. And they didn't even advance that runner. When they didn't advance that runner in the bottom of the 8th in game 7, I said it right to my wife. I said, this is not good. You needed to get that run home to take some pressure off your closer. And what happens? Boom, they tie the game. And then after they tied the game, Hoffman came back and blew away the next two guys. He was pitching with a vengeance after that. But 3-2 slider, boom, gone.
I know.
They didn't get that run, that cushion run.
No, you're right.
That changes like the pitcher's blood pressure.
Yeah.
That changes his, it loosens up the old sphincter, if you know what I mean.
Yes, of course. It's a big deal because now you can't get beat on a solo shot. So
see it all the time. That one extra run, everybody goes.
Man, baseball's a game of nerves. I actually got to read this to you.
As Mookie Betts said on that broken bat double play, he said he was nervous as all get out making that play, but he made it.
He was amazing in what he said. Talking about this, I mean, it was pretty amazing. I want to read this to you. This is the quote. This is a Bart Giamatti quote.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It breaks your heart. It is designed to break your heart. The game begins in the spring when everything else begins again, and it blossoms in the summer, filling the afternoons and evenings. And there, as soon as the chill rains come, it stops and leaves you to face the fall alone. You count on it, rely on it to buffer the passage of time, to keep the memory of sunshine and high skies alive. And then just when the days are all twilight, when you need it most, it stops. Today, November 2nd, a Sunday of rain and broken branches and leaf-clogged drains and slick streets, it stopped and summer was gone.
Gives me chills.
I mean,
so
is that
good.
Just awesome?
So good.
Yeah, well, he was a poet laureate from Yale.
Wow.
I know. It's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Anyway, you're beautiful. We love you, Steaks. Thank buddy.
You, my friends. I will chat with you soon.
You're the man. Jimmy Steaks on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. I love that quote. I love it.
So good.
I love baseball. I love the baseball, the language around baseball.
I agree.
John Updike talking about Wrigley Field and the lyrical bandbox that it is. Like, I can quote so many great words written about it.
Yeah, it's sad. It comes and goes so quick. It's 162 games, but feels like in a blink it's gone. Now Thanksgiving's upon us.
And I hate to say this because I'm a traditionalist, but I wish they would modernize it, and I think they would expand the playoffs. I think it's necessary. Shorten the regular season, expand the playoffs. It's got so many great moments to it. But I love Mookie Betts talking about how nervous he was.
Yeah,
it was real. Like I baseball's a game built on failure. I have this conversation with my son all the time, and because it eats him up. And he's one of these kids that he projects like uber confidence, but inside he's got imposter syndrome, right? And that sort of thing, baseball can eat you up.
Yeah, I think you got to. What's his name? He's a local guy, Dr. Fish.
Yes,
you got to get him.
Joel Fish.
Got to see the sports psychologist.
Yeah,
early on.
Actually, yeah, you're right. All right, take care of some business, and then we have the great one, the legend. Legend going to talk about the Eagles standing in the NFC right now, which is amazing stuff.
Kings.
It really is. All right, let's talk care of some business. Go ahead, give me with some sunshine.
Yeah, let's do it. Shady Rays, protect your eyes. The world's a beautiful place with a nice pair of sunglasses. But you might have a nice pair of sunglasses at some point in your life, and you realize you left them behind at the beach, on the roof of your car, at a gas station 3 states away on a road trip, and you're afraid to take them out with you. I've been there too. I left a pair in a hotel in Toronto, and I was a little leery about bringing my nice shades out with me. I just left them at home, never wearing them. But then I found Shady Rays because they changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. They're seriously good-looking, polarized, adorable, and they're not stupidly expensive. And here's the kicker. If you lose them or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays sends you a brand new pair, a replacement pair. No guilt trip, nothing, just a new pair of glasses. So now I wear my sunglasses everywhere without fear. I bring them with me wherever I go. Ball games, concerts, mosh pits, boats, wherever I'm at, my Shady Rays are with me because Shady Rays is the eyewear that's got your back. So we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you a really good, cool, exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use the code PHLY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. And you too can try for yourself. The Shady's rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. ShadyRays.com. The code is PHLY.
PHLY. Love it. All right. Time now. Talk about the BetPark Sportsbook app. Love it.
Love it.
Sixers. We got a double banger. Sixers
double
Bulls.
banger.
Yes. Sixers Bulls. What do we got?
Site is loading.
It's a
Sixers.
good matchup. Bulls are playing off to a good start.
Sixers
too.
+1.
Sixers +1 tonight.
Total's 240.
Yeah, because they played no defense.
Yeesh.
This is the regular season of no defense. So this is the time when Kelly Oubre looks good.
Flyers have big dogs.
Give me Tyrese back. Do we have points?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
What's Tyrese? Congratulations. We love you.
Yeah, Tyrese.
Player of the week in the NBA.
Player points.
What do we got? 30.
I just have general points right now. 31. So let's see. If you want to bet Tyrese over 30, +112.
All right.
Over 35,
tells you
+240.
So that's another 30 tonight. He's 30 tonight against the Bulls, who can't guard him.
If you want to go over 25, it's -205.
Yeah, we'll take Tyrese tonight. Love that. Fly Guys are what?
They're pretty heavy dogs, +145. Over under is 6.
Yeah. Les Habitants in Montreal.
I think 2 losses. Taki calling out their will.
I like it.
They win tonight.
I agree. I was thinking
Flatter probably
back
in that.
Yeah, no calls off. Flatter back in that. I'm down. I like that. How about a double-double? How about a Sixers Flyers parlay?
Yeah, money line. Boom,
all right,
boom, boom.
There you go. By the way, Trash Man, congratulations.
Trash Man 4-0. I hope you all followed yesterday.
4-0. Nice job. You can check out, you can bet all that stuff, including all of your casino games, everything else, right there on the app. Live dealer, blackjack, roulette, craps, all the hot slots that you want, Huff and more puff. What else?
I was just hanging out with Cleopatra last night.
Cleopatra, you name it. It's right there on the app. New customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And look at the shockers tonight. Wichita State -7.5 versus UNC Asheville.
All right, Mr. College Hoop. Let me go to Mr. Football, Mr. NFL, the legend, on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, Baldy.
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy. Oh, he likes meats and football.
Oh, Baldy. There he is. There's the legend. There's the pirate. He was the pirate on Halloween.
Yeah.
How was it?
Survived that. Survived that night, man. Wow. That was a good one.
How much tequila did the pirates drink?
Well, I don't know. They got some new brand of tequila at this one party I was at, man. It was delicious. They were going down like smooth and fast. You know, quite a few, probably 10, something like that, somewhere around 10.
What was the best lady costume you saw?
I saw one that was in some kind of latex, like a latex bodysuit. Like no Catwoman that's ever walked the face of the earth looked better than this. Like it was, dang.
Oh man!
I mean, I wanted to invest in latex after watching her. It was something else, man.
That's fabulous. That's absolutely fabulous. All right, let's get to it. The bye week couldn't have gone any better for the Eagles.
Nope.
It's unbelievable, Baldy. Green Bay loses Tucker Kraft. The Lions lose at home. The division is an utter mess. Washington's dead. Lose Jaden Daniels. The season's over. The Cowboys lose at home. And then their answer is Logan Wilson from the Bengals. The whole thing, Jerry's getting mocked nationally. The Eagles go get Jaelan Phillips, who now can be their 1/2 with Nolan Smith when he gets back. I mean, can it get any better for the Birds?
No. No, and they need Jaelan. Jaelan's a great dude, man. He's a great guy. He's been beset by major injuries. Remember Black Friday 2 years ago against the Jets, he tore his Achilles. He was having a great season. I got to know the kid a little bit. A kid. I mean, first of all, he looks like Tarzan, man. Like he
6'5".
He's an impressive looking athlete. He's a great guy. He's got great movement. He's overcome these injuries. He's playing okay right now. It's not. I don't think he's back where he was before. Back-to-back years of major injuries. But I mean, he's 6'5". He's 265. He's long. He plays the game the right way. He'll practice hard. They're just loading up for what's coming at him because they're really building the team for the postseason. It shouldn't be a problem getting there. So it's a question of right now, getting as many good football players on the field as you can every Sunday.
Yeah, and look, you attack the secondary issue with numbers, right? Like you're still hopeful Ja'Cory Bennett can come back and kind of take that spot, but you got some optionality, right?
Well, they picked up Jair. Jair was awful in Baltimore. He played 62 plays the first 2 games. He wasn't very good, but he's got look. He's had injury issues, plenty. Baltimore took a chance on him. It didn't work out. They replaced him. Maybe he just needs a different home. Who knows? But the resume is a good resume. He's a good man-to-man player. He's aggressive. He takes chances. It's worth the gamble out there right now with the problems they've had.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I mean, and here's the thing you have optionality back there now, right?
Yeah.
You can match up. I mean, obviously everything's going to be matchups. You have Cooper that you could do different things with. You can go big nickel, right? Because you added from the Jets, Michael Carter. So you got Carter there. You got a lot of ways you can go. And by the way, now that you have, you got Campbell now kind of freed up, you got with him and Dean. I love kind of their depth where it looks like.
Well, give Vic the options you're talking about. He'll figure it out, because they're going to be specifically game planning, game to game, and so if they need more pass rush, they want more blitzes, whatever they want, they have options because I still think Cooper DeJean could easily go outside and be a star corner, not just a good corner, a star corner. He's better inside just because of how physical he is. And, you got to be able to play the run inside, and he's good at that. So, I mean, he's got plenty of options right now. If you want to get Nakobe and Campbell and Bond on the field together, they've proven that they do that. If they got a team that's running the ball, they're going to go to a 6-man front, and a one linebacker. I mean, they've got, the thing is like there's some teams, like just take Carolina. There's a Carolina can only play a certain way to win. They've got to really control it on the ground. They can't give the quarterback too much to do. They can't come from behind. But in a certain way, they can get to 5 wins. A lot of teams are built like that. The Eagles want to be built where they can beat you any way. They have to be able to beat you. If it's bad weather and you got to run it, let's do it. Let's put our snow treads on and let's go play. If you get into a track meet and you got to, you're down 26-7 of the Rams in the second half. All right, let's open it up and throw it. I feel like they're built right now to be able to attack any way that they have to attack.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, let's kind of size up kind of what we're looking at in the NFC. Let's start with Green Bay because Eagles play Green Bay Monday night. They're a weird team. Injury aside to Kraft, they have these moments where they just are sleepy and they play down to their competition.
Well, losing Tucker Kraft is a big deal. I mean,
in the
first
run
of
game
all,
too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a good blocker, but he is a dependable target and a guy that Jordan Love loved to go to. He was their leading receiver. He had almost 500 yards of receiving. He's excellent after the catch. I mean, he's just a big time player. So that's a huge loss. Now they're going to get, Matthew Campbell hasn't done much yet. He was the number one. I mean, I know guys that had him as the number one wide receiver by a wide margin.
Golden. Yeah.
Matthew Campbell out of Texas. So
Golden.
But they've lost to Cleveland at home. They scored 10 points. They just lost to Carolina at home, who had just come off a horrible defeat. So you think Lambeau Field, home field advantage, all that stuff. I mean, they've played two of the worst games. Their two losses are at home, to teams that you don't think much of as far as having firepower on offense, and they got beat by them. So, I mean, they're a long ways away from, being a team that you can count on and depend on of how they're going to play.
Why? That's fascinating to me because I love the coach. I think they're well coached, but to see a team that plays up and down the way they do, I'm shocked by their coach.
Well, I mean, they are very. I mean, Cleveland had the number one defensive football when they played them, and they look like the number one defensive football. Flacco made one or two plays, that was it. And last week, Carolina's defensive front, which people don't know anything about, but they were dominant. Derek Brown is the best defensive tackle in football. He was dominant. He's just throwing bodies around. And so, they're down to some depth on the offensive line. And so they've lost a couple of guys, but that's never an excuse. They got most of their guys in there they won. Losing Kraft, though, I can't. Like, they're a big two tight end team that's got this guy Fitzpatrick now, 86. With Musgrave, they'll be the two tight ends. Both of them are pretty good blockers. Not like Kraft, but they're pretty good. Jordan Love is, Josh Jacobs is still a quality back. The Eagles have had problems with him in the two games they played against him last year. But, I mean, the Eagles are physically a much better football team.
And then Detroit, who will get the following Sunday night. They lose at home to the Vikings.
Minnesota.
And, I was shocked because Gibbs reminds me of Smith and Jigba every week, just pencil him in for 100 plus. And Gibbs, all purpose, same thing. Pencil him in for 100 plus. Not against the Vikings. They shut him down.
They played their best defensive game, and they had to. And then J.J. McCarthy gave him a lift. He didn't do a lot, but he made some throws. You want to go jawing with Justin Jefferson on the field like a Meek Robertson was, like he's just going to torch you. It's just stupid. But that's what they did. They've got to. I mean, the last game I saw them really studied them. Against Tampa, and they beat Tampa at home. They had two starting safeties that had never played a game in the NFL, and they played great. And then all their corners, including Meek Robertson, is a backup player. Like, they have been beat up in the secondary all year, and it caught up to them against Minnesota.
Yeah. It's amazing. I didn't expect that one. It was a weird weekend. And then, again, Seattle goes into Washington Sunday Night Football and just obliterates them.
Well, if people aren't paying attention to Seattle, they're just not paying attention because they play a brand of football that shows up every week. Sam Darnold is off the charts good, but defensively, good luck trying to move the ball against Big Cat Williams and Jerron Reed and Byron Murphy. Like, that front is nasty, just nasty. And they just physically whipped the Commanders. Obviously we feel terrible about Jaden Daniels. But, I mean, offensively, this Torrey Horton, all he does is score touchdowns. He's a rookie. Like, there's a reason.
I love Horton. I love Horton coming out of college. You and I talked about him.
Well, he had a knee injury, and but he dropped to the fifth round. I mean, the guy can block. He's 6'3". He can run. He's a perfect complement. I mean, they're playing without Cooper Kupp. And this A.J. Barner is a really good tight end.
How about Arroyo? Another guy
Arroyo can flat out
run.
I mean, but he could never stay healthy at Miami. But I saw him at the pro day. He's 6'5", he's 250, and he can run, really run. So they've got so many. It's honestly, watching their offense. It's a symphony. It's a really well-balanced symphony of play action, stretch runs, down the field shots. And Sam is the perfect architect, the maestro to lead the symphony right now.
Yeah. How do you reconcile the meltdown in the two big games last year, right? They play Detroit for the division. It's ugly. And then in the playoff game, it's ugly against the Rams.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the Rams had 9 sacks. They hit Sam 15 times in that game. I mean, they had all backup offensive linemen in there. That's the reason why they went out and drafted Donovan Jackson, signed Will Fries, Ryan Kelly. I mean, they had to upgrade the offensive line. They got their Pro Bowl left tackle back who was hurt the second half of the season. And, everybody wants to blame Sam, which is fine. He made some mistakes. But honestly, they couldn't hold up in protection, and they couldn't run the ball. I mean, so they got rid of all those backups. They rebuilt their offensive line. The only guy returning is the right tackle right now. And so, they played good. I mean, Aaron Jones had a good game on Sunday, and the backup Jordan Mason played well. And it wasn't it's a tough place to play. I mean, you're not going to hear a single snap count up there. And, they battled pretty tough up there. And defensively, they finally woke up. They're going to get healthier. Andrew Van Ginkel is a big difference maker in that defense. And so they got Blake Cashman back. He had 16 tackles. There's a team like you can't count any of these teams out. What Chicago's doing, what Minnesota can do, if the quarterback is right, healthy, and improves, you can't count any of those teams out. And we haven't talked about the Rams. San Francisco is the most. It's the best coaching job Kyle Shanahan's ever done.
Yeah. No, I mean what they've done, tremendous. Let's talk about the hapless team in Texas. So yesterday, Jerry's grandstanding.
Explain what Stephen A. is doing next to Jerry in the box. Explain that to me, cuz.
They're two. They're strange bedfellows, baby.
Is Jerry just looking for a friend?
Yes.
I mean, what is that?
Yeah, Stephen A. had him on the show early and on his Sirius.
All right.
And now, Stephen A.'s brilliant. He just cozies right up to him, and here you go.
Well, they're a mess. I mean, they've really fallen apart defense. And they had a play in the game. Actually, Troy was right on top of it last night. But it was a 4th and 3 play. It's a 27-10 game. It's the fourth quarter. The corner, Denzel Burke of Arizona, is 10 yards off of CeeDee Lamb. You can throw any route you want, a comeback, a stop, a speed out, anything you want. You got the cushion to literally, they're giving it to you. They're up 17 in the fourth quarter. All they want is to make sure it doesn't go over their head. And CD runs this, 15-yard, stop route. And, Dak is waiting on him. He's waiting on him, and he's not looking at anybody else. But the route doesn't make any sense for the play. None. And I saw that. I posted it today. I'm like sometimes you just take what the defense gives you. You get the first down, then you go attack, and you get the touchdown. And you get Arizona thinking like we could be in for another collapse, and they never allowed that to happen last night. And, to see that offense sputter like they did. Now, Arizona, they got this Walter Nolan in there now. They are I don't think anybody wants to see Arizona the second half of the season. They've had 4 straight collapses with the lead. Jacoby Brissett is 5 times better than Kyler Murray.
I was about to say that. Look at Marvin. Now Marvin's been reborn under Brissett.
Best game he's played. The best game he's played all year, by far. They got him involved from the very beginning. He went after those sorry corners of Dallas. Deron Bland is on his Bland on a 4-yard touchdown run. I mean, Marvin just gives him a little shake, and he was literally fell and tripped. I mean, he destroyed every corner. The best player on Dallas, honestly, is Jadeveon Clowney. That guy was all over the place. If they had kept Micah Parsons and they picked up Clowney, they might actually have a rush, and a defense. But they're so bad at linebacker, at corner right now. They're playing these kids on safety from the practice squad. I mean, they're just not a good football team.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But they're poorly built. They're a poorly built team. They've missed some draft picks. And so they let their best player go. They're just a poorly constructed team.
How's Ezraku playing?
He's good. He had a sack last night.
Yeah.
He's a South Jersey kid.
I know. I love Donovan. I love the kid.
Yeah, no, he's a good player. He's learning, but he got himself a nice, he beat the left tackle last night or right tackle, I'm sorry, beat Kelvin Beachum last night, got himself a sack, had a couple pressures.
All right. Back to the Birds. You think the run game is fixed?
Well, if you like to see it, obviously they got the big run on the second play. But I felt like they had enough runs where the pin and pulls, the tosses, combined with Jaelan under center and the play action. I feel like it's not just the run game. It's all got to kind of come together. And I think getting Landon Dickerson healthier like he was, Toth played great. I think Steen has been really good all year. Lane's never played better. Like they got a chance up front to be really good. Now, maybe not Mekhi Becton good as last year, but I feel like they're ready to open this thing up, this whole offense up. And I think you'll see a lot fewer 3-and-outs, and I think you'll see more big runs.
It's amazing, man. The way it looks, like we talked about Green Bay being weaker, right? You got Detroit, then you got Chicago, who we'll get to in a second. Then you got Dallas, then Chicago. Then you got the Chargers, but they lost Joe Alt, right? So it's a huge loss for them. Then you got the Raiders, who stink. You got two with the two with the Commanders. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna win 13-14 again.
They should. I'd be disappointed if they don't get to 13.
Yeah, really.
And they've addressed. Look, we have talked about this. I don't know how many times people said, "Well, what's the bigger weakness?" I mean, because just watching Josh Sweat last night, Milton Williams in New England. I mean, both those guys are playing great, probably as good as they've ever played. Josh Sweat's got 8 sacks. Milton Williams was all over the place for the Patriots. So you lose those guys, all right, that's tough to overcome. And then you get the injuries to Nolan Smith, and Jaelan Carter has been banged up and missed some games. But regardless, people said, well, is what's more important, the pass rusher or the corner? Well, Howie went out there and got both. I said before the season started, you watch and keep track. Howie will make 10 moves this season. He'll make 10. Like he's at 6 right now. He's not done. So they've built themselves up for a postseason run. That's what they've done. They're going to win the division. They're going to have a home playoff game. They might get a number 1 seed. The Rams are really good, but they've got some tough games with Seattle. Arizona's not going to be a sleeper, and San Francisco's already beat them. So, I mean, and Tampa will get healthier. I'm going to see them this weekend against New England. It's going to be a good game. So, the NFC is going to shape up. But, the season basically sifts. Like, we never really get 7 good playoff teams, because some of those games aren't very good, a wild card weekend. But we're going to get 4 real good contenders in the NFC, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Hey, in the AFC, why do I feel like the Bills win again in the regular season, and then Andy and Spags go, yeah, it's not, it's a good game. Love playing you. And in the playoffs, Chiefs will beat them.
Well, the thing that you have to do, which the Bills did, you got to be able to run the ball. And you just limit the number of possessions Kansas City gets. If they did that, they started this kid Cole Bishop at safety.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
played
great.
Taylor Rapp played great, but honestly, the reason why Kansas City continues to be in the postseason is Buffalo has not been able to affect Mahomes. Well, they hit him 15 times the other night. Joey Bosa had best game I've seen him play in years. They hit Patrick Mahomes 15 times. So when Mahomes is not completing a high percentage of passes, when he literally is licking the grass seat off of Highmark Stadium, and that's what they haven't done in the postseason. But if Joey stays healthy, along with some of the guys they have, Rousseau, whatnot, like that will go a long ways to maybe turning things around in the postseason.
The only thing is, and you're right, but the only thing is, all that said, there was Mahomes with a chance to tie the game at the end. Like, with Rice and Worthy, I mean, man, they're just so good. You're giving Andy all those toys. Either way, I love watching it. It's like Colts Patriots all over again.
Yeah, well, they have a game. Like, I'm going to see Patrick this weekend. I'm doing Texas Tech and BYU, and he's going to be on College Football Game Day as the guest picker. I think I'm going to be on the show with him, but we'll find out Saturday morning. But honestly, they come out of the bye week, Kansas City. They play the Raiders. They'll beat them. But then Denver gets Kansas City. When Kansas City comes back from this bye week, I mean, it's going to be Kansas City and Denver. And that might be for the AFC West crown.
Yeah, I know that Andy and Spags would love to beat Sean Payton. That's
Well, they get the, I mean, it's a perfectly, I mean, the schedule,
brother.
Well, they, Andy gets a whole, you know what his record is coming out of a bye.
Yeah.
So they got the bye this week. They're 5-4. Denver's got a 2-game lead. They're riding high.
There's no love lost there, too, by the way.
Huh?
There's no love lost with that
No,
guy.
of course not. No, I wouldn't think so. Anyways,
yeah,
it sets up, man.
It's great stuff. All right, Friday, Meat Locker.
Let's do. Yeah, I got time Friday morning to do it.
We're gonna do it with Vi.
Call Vi. I'm gonna give him a call. I'm gonna see the Cougars on Saturday in Lubbock. I can't wait to get there, man.
That's a great game.
It's great. It's the best game of the week.
I know. I can't wait.
BYU's undefeated. Texas Tech's got one loss.
Well, you had a great game Sunday, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh. I talked to TJ. I'm like, look, you want to get in Baldy's breakdowns? Like, go do something out here, And he's like, all right, I'm going to be in your breakdown, Baldy. I'm telling you, I'm going to be. I told Herbig. I told.
They showed up, man. That defense.
Yeah, they all showed up.
First time all year.
All year, man.
6 turnovers.
Yep.
I had you on and the sound down.
Oh, okay. All right, cuz let me jump off here. Let me go talk to the 49ers.
All right, see that. Like,
see you, bud.
There he is, Baldy, checking in. A lot of fun. It's good stuff, man.
He's crazy. I want to get in latex. I want to get in the latex business. You want to be my latex salesman.
Yeah. All right, let's take care of some business. And then there's a new show on YouTube, which is really cool. Local guy, Dan Koob. I'm dying to hear all about it. So we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
Corner threes when he gets here.
Quarter threes, yeah. What's the show's called? It's like the best.
Sportstown.
Yeah, which is awesome. All right. Hit us with some Ashley.
Yeah, holiday steals, they're here at Ashley already. You don't have to wait for Black Friday. They got them going on now. It's the perfect time to get your home ready for the season and save big. From stunning dining sets for all your holiday feasts to some super cozy sectionals, perfect for movie nights. They got everything you need to make the season magical. And check this out. The more you shop at Ashley, well, the more you save with up to 25% off store-wide. Or you can take advantage of some special financing. Check it out again. 5 years, no interest, 0% for 5 years. Discover great deals in store and online. Only at Ashley. Ashley Furniture. Check it out. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. When I think about getting cozy, an Ashley sectional, it doesn't get any better than that.
You're a cozy guy.
I like being cozy.
Well, this is the cozy time of the year.
It is cozy time.
Fall. It's a cozy time of the year. We love it. All right, let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem. Oh, we love it. We love it. Parks Casino. Let's talk about it. Every Sunday and Monday, it's the Parks Special and the sports book. $1 dogs, $3 Miller Lite, $5 Peroni. So much fun, man. It's all the big screens. You got games everywhere. It's fantastic. So much fun. We absolutely love it. So check it out. Parks Casino. Always another way to win at Parks Casino. Make downtime your fun time. Blackjack, craps, roulette, hundreds of hot online slots. I mean, it's all there. Right there, you have the Parks Grill Steakhouse, Chickies and Pete's, the Excite Center with all the great acts. There's Latin dance night, country line dancing. I mean, you name it. They got everything at Parks Casino. This is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem. You got to check it out. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Got to be 21. Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. All right. Now, I love this stuff. I can't wait to talk to our next guest, Dan Koob, who is producing a show called Sportstown on YouTube. And it's everything I love, because I love the culture of sports. And in fact, I got to tell you a story about a similar show I almost had on the Travel Channel.
I've heard stories of this. I've heard stories of your story.
Really?
So tertiary
Danny,
sources.
what's up, baby?
How are you? Thanks for
How
having
are
me
you,
on, Cuts.
brother? It's
Good
a
to see you.
pleasure.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I love this. I love your project. Years ago, I made it to the top. I'm still pissed off about it. It was called International Sportsman, and it was about the culture of sports.
Okay.
So it was for the Travel Channel. I had a pretty veteran producer, and we made it all the way up to the top level. And it was going to be greenlit. And then they had the great idea of not doing my show and doing, who was the linebacker, bow tie?
Jones?
The Honey Jones.
Honey Jones. Yeah. He had a travel show himself. Yeah.
So no, they went with
They had
that.
his travel show.
Oh.
They decided to pivot at the last minute
Yeah.
and went to Honey Jones,
Because he went like this. That was at the
the banjo guy. That's
You
right.
didn't have a
Danny-
line.
He'd have a signature move.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny, I'm still to this day. I've had a lot of near misses in film and television.
Yeah.
But that was one because I love the concept, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Because there's the culture that surrounds sports is awesome. It's everything we love. So tell us about Sportstown.
Yeah, I'll ground it a little bit for you guys too. Sportstown is the search for America's best sports city, bar none. Don't have to be 4 for 4. Don't have to have 3 professional teams. You could just be a college town. We are in search of the greatest sports city in America. We go all around the country, and the best thing is the show is me, 3 of my buddies from Temple. 2 of them own a production company in South Philly. We are Philly through and through. So I'm here to talk about our Philly episode, which comes out Friday. But we go around the country. We try to, really get in with the locals. We want to curate the perfect sports weekend for people who otherwise would be watching a Kentucky basketball game or an LSU football game and saying like, that atmosphere looks amazing. I would love to go there, but how do I fill the other 72 hours of my trip? So we not only would take you inside the stadium and the atmosphere, but we show you where to eat, where to stay, what to do. So you basically have a curated trip after 20, 25 minutes of the episode. So you know exactly what to do.
I love it. I as a sports writer when I was in New York, I did a national gig. So I was traveling over 300 nights a year. And I used to love it. I mean, all these different cities and nooks and crannies and following this one and that one. And then immersion is the best thing about it. So where have you been so far?
So our pilot episode was in Lexington, Kentucky,
Right.
Which is, I'll tell you, is a real sleeper.
It is.
So
I
like, I'm
agree.
a guy who loves bourbon and I love gambling on horses.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Loved Lexington, Kentucky. I'll tell you that right now. We went to Keeneland, we went to Buffalo Trace, a bunch of distilleries, and then obviously Kentucky basketball is one of the greatest programs in the history of college sports. So that was a great one. We released an episode last month or 2 months ago with the Savannah Bananas. So we went down to Georgia,
that's
hung
cool.
out with the Bananas, and they basically were like, guys, do whatever you want. You just can't play in the game.
Right.
So like we're in the locker room. I'm wearing some guy's pants. I mean, I may have been wearing his jock. I don't know. I'm not gonna say. And then, we worked with Major League Baseball and the Phillies for our Philly episode, which comes out Friday. We went to a game in July, and being from here, everyone is from here. Everybody went to Temple, as I mentioned. There's a lot of pressure to get it right. You know what I mean? Because if we wanted to make an episode for people who, if you were from Philly, you would say those guys are clearly from Philly. And if you were not from Philly, you weren't going to look at that and say they just played the hits.
Right.
We went to the steps and we did the Rocky thing. We went to like a cheesesteak place, which is famous, but it really shouldn't be famous for any of the reasons that a cheesesteak place should be famous. So it's a balancing act between those things. I think we really hit it. I think people are really going to like the episode. And then we actually just wrapped on a Kansas City Chiefs episode. Working with the NFL. So we were up at Arrowhead 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It's a great place. It's a
great place.
You know what? It's amazing because you look up and the sky beginning Friday is perpetually gray from the barbecue smoke.
Well, the barbecue, people say the fables are well known about the barbecue there.
It's legit.
It is legit.
It's ridiculous.
I ate not only the barbecue, but a 10-pound sandwich. I measured it was 18 inches off the ground.
What?
They made an eating challenge for us. Now, this is not an eating, this is not like man versus food.
Right.
I'm like not the biggest guy. But they put an
was
18-foot sandwich. Or
what was it? What was it made?
10 Wagyu beef patties.
Oh my God.
And then so it's basically 5 burgers stacked on top with a skewer, keep them in place, and a whole box of fries. And I had a half hour to take it down.
Wow.
So that's Kansas City. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
All right.
Philadelphia.
Well, tell me about so
Philadelphia.
All right, so let's talk about Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And take us from the beginning.
Yep.
of the episode.
So
Just kinda
start to finish.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
start to finish. Well, apropos of what I just said, we do a little something at the Art Museum steps. You kind of have to.
I have no beef with that.
Yeah.
I think you have to. It's iconic.
Just to set.
It's a part of the landscape, and listen, it's something we're proud of.
Yeah.
First of all, that museum, if you actually go inside, if people can actually go inside, they'll see some of the greatest art. It's an amazing museum.
Yeah.
I was
What
upset.
people can
What's
actually
the
go
ratio?
inside.
Like,
what's
what's the
stopping
percentage
them?
of people who actually go inside versus just run up the steps?
I know.
Oh, it's probably- it's
I always try to tell
5%.
people, like, listen, like friends of mine from outside the area, and I go, dude, like, oh, I want to go to the art museum. All right, well, the steps. Go inside.
Yeah.
It's an amazing. I've been to the
We're looking at
Chicago
there's a
Museum of
statue
Art,
out front. We see a statue.
the Chicago Museum of Art, like obviously the Met in New York. Philadelphia's right there. It's an incredible museum.
And behind it, I mean, Kelly Drive,
Oh.
everything behind there is
Boathouse
beautiful.
Row.
Oh,
It's
amazing.
It's truly amazing.
Slept on.
All right, so
Slept
you did
on.
the
So-
steps, which
so-
I'm down with.
Yeah, so we have the steps. We have a little bit of a one for you, one for us. Like, I love Reading Terminal.
Mhm.
What everybody says, you got to go. I think it's like, if you're coming to Philly, like that is on the checklist.
Yeah.
You go. So we sat at the counter.
We've done a show there every year for over a decade.
One of the oldest open air markets in the entire
Right,
country.
in
Far
fact,
superior
Wednesday,
to Seattle's.
the Wednesday
Yeah,
before
I mean, no one's
Thanksgiving.
throwing fish at your face. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
man, like
the
have some
pike.
respect,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Way better than the Pike.
So we sat at the counter at Nick's. We did a roast pork because it's my personal belief that roast pork is the best sandwich in the city. It's not a cheesesteak. It's the roast pork. Now, that may be controversial. You took
I
a
mean,
step
listen,
back from the mic.
I mean, I grew up with roast pork, right? Like
Yeah.
in South Philly, it was like, I mean, it was everybody's house. Before it became a thing, everybody had roast pork. Well, New Year's Day was roast pork,
Yeah.
right? With broccoli rabe. Now everybody broccoli rabe and sharp. We were eating that when we were kids and going, yeah, all right. And it's great. But
Uh-oh.
there's nothing better than a cheesesteak. As much as it's cliche
Yeah.
and the whole thing, the cheesesteak is like, I get different tastes, which kinds I want. And,
Yeah.
Oh, and it's always been. When I was a kid, my grandmother would come home from a night out, and there was a place called Oregon Steaks. It's a different Oregon Steaks on 13th in Oregon, and she would bring the bag and wake the kids up 2:00 in the morning, and we'd whack up Oregon Steaks. It was the greatest treat that we'd ever had. So I love the fact
Nothing
that you're
puts
at
you
the
to sleep better than a 2 a.m. cheesesteak.
when you're 11 years
Right.
old.
But there's second level thinking here. Everyone does cheesesteaks.
I like the fact you went roast pork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went roast pork, and then we did one for us. We went to Bob and Barbara's. Those who know, they know Bob and Barbara's, great bar. Basically going all around the city, we did a bit of a
You
historical.
do a
tour.
citywide at Baba Barbara's?
Of course we did.
All right.
Oh yeah,
It's the OG, the inventor of the
I worked in
citywide.
local news in this market, and they always tell you don't eat or drink on camera. But now that I no longer do that, I'm constantly eating and drinking on camera.
Actually, you're supposed, and then they told you have to do it.
Well, it depends who you are. If you have like a branded segment where you get to go tell
Yeah,
everyone,
you got to eat the
amazing.
food. I'll never do it. I do it for Fox. They're like, you got to eat it. I'm like, all right, I'm down.
Yeah, it's free. It's for me. So we do that, and then we do basically a historical tour of Old City.
Cool.
Right? We're down at Ellsworth Alley. We're down at
Alfred Sally's one of the best, man.
the oldest residential.
Especially right now in the fall with the
I
leaves
love
and
it.
stuff. It's awesome.
I love it.
oldest residential street in America.
Yep.
Yeah, almost 300 years. Betsy Ross House. There are some pretty famous people in this episode. I'm going to tell you outright. Benjamin Franklin, Betsy Ross, the Philly Fanatic is in this
Nice.
episode as well. A huge surprise to us was Governor Josh Shapiro is in this episode.
Oh, get out.
He saw
loves
our
it.
first
Yeah.
episode, and he was like, "I want to come on the show." Now, can I curse on the show?
No.
Okay, no curse. That's fine. He came in and sat down with us because he wanted to talk about being a Philadelphia sports fan from Montgomery County, right? And he sits down, and I'm thinking, this is the governor. Let's put on a bit of a stately interview.
You wear a suit?
Not the case.
No,
Not the
he's-
case. I mean,
he
came in,
loves it.
he was firing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're gonna have to throw some, some.
He cursed
some
with us when
expletives
he was
over
on.
his mouth,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that, right? He was going at it, but great interview. Takes a huge shot at Ben Simmons in the episode, which is
Yeah.
like one of my favorite things of all time. We almost had to cut because I was laughing so hard. So the historical aspect, and then we spend a lot of time in the stadium. Like, one of the cool things about this show is that we actually take you in to give you the in-game experience.
Oh, I love it.
A lot of these shows will do just the town, like
Yeah.
a pure travel show. A lot of these shows will go into, but because of red tape with either leagues or teams, there's really their hands are tied. We work with the leagues, we work with the teams because they have a vested interest in showing people who could come to their stadium what it's actually like, and it gives us the best
Game
content.
day, sure.
So like we go around, we try a ton of the food. We the game was okay. Ranger Suarez gave up 5 in the second inning in a July game against the Angels. So, the atmosphere took a little bit of a hit, but we do get to show you exactly what it's like to sit in the stands, to walk around Ashburn Alley, to go out into the park, to test your arm. I threw a bullpen out there. Not impressive, I'll tell you right now. But at the end of the day, we rank each show. Or each town rather. So at the end of each show, we have a scale that helps us determine who, in fact, is the best.
Now, how do you come up with that?
So it's a talent scale.
Right.
Sportstown. So the T is for teams. Are your teams good? If your teams suck, your town's not going to be that good, right? Think about like Philly in 2012, 2013, like the nuclear winter of Philadelphia.
Dude, you have
sports.
no idea how bad it goes. The 90s,
I was,
where
Well, like
the dark ages.
Well, like 2012, you're talking process era. You're talking Andy Reid just got fired. The Flyers, 2 years removed from his Stanley Cup appearance.
Oh, yeah.
They've been wandering the wilderness ever since. And the Phillies were refusing to let go of a bygone era, right? So all 4 teams sucked. So like that would heavily factor into your team rating. Then there's the O, which is the obsessiveness. Like how obsessed is the fan base with your teams? And obviously in Philadelphia, that's like a 10 out of 10. Right? Not to give anything.
No,
credit,
we are. That's who we are, as you know.
Yeah.
Because we're Temple people, and when you grow up here, you're indoctrinated. I created 4 for 4. This is what it's about. It's about being obsessed with sports in your town.
And I'll tell you, like I kind of set out to say, I want to really dive into the psychology of a Philly sports fan. Like, why are we this way? So the first part of the episode is an exploration into why are we this way? Why is our national reputation the way it is? And is it earned? So we talk a lot about that. And there's a lot of really passionate, everyday people down at tailgates, business owners down in Passyunk who are not shy about why they love Philadelphia sports. And then the W is the wow factor. What does your city have to offer that no other city has, right? And then finally, N, Jewish guy, Nosh. How's your food?
Yeah, there you go.
You got to bring the fire. You got to bring the food. Roast pork obviously is amazing. It's not just like what food are we highlighting in the episode, but like give me an overall look of the cuisine in your town.
Agreed.
Is it good, right? Because obviously we work with some really great restaurants and some great places like the Knicks in this episode. And again, Bob and Barbara's as well. So like, yes, that factors in. But like, what is your town known for? KC Barbecue, another great example. There's like 3 barbecue places in that episode.
Yeah.
So it's more of like an accumulation of those things, not exactly.
Go back to the wow, because it's
sure.
wow. So
we put that together, scale from. 40,
I love the. It's a great idea.
Yeah,
it's great, brilliant about doing it. So wow, what constitutes your wow?
What is there to do? I mean, to me, I love history. So Philadelphia is so important in the significance of our nation coming together, obviously, even before it was a nation. So that to me is incredibly exciting and impressive. And we have done a great job, I think, as a city of maintaining so much of that. So for me, that's really exciting. But another example of that is quite easily, like I mentioned, Lexington. I mean, you can't open your eyes without somebody handing you a bourbon, and you can't open your eyes without going to either, Keeneland for horse racing or basketball. There's like something to do in a town of 100,000 people. There's a lot to do there. So for me, like that's
what time of year did you do?
March. It was actually ended up being John Calipari's last game. He was in the pilot. We had to cut him out of the pilot because he quit. Went to Arkansas like 2 weeks after.
Right.
So for Philadelphia, obviously I mentioned the historical stuff, but we have the art museum. We've got so many things in the community that make the community great. And obviously this is in many ways a love letter to where we all grew up because we love Philly so much.
Proud of you, man.
But we do have we have a obligation to do a real search, so like other places.
I mean, listen, the world is filled.
Yeah.
I love the idea of, hey, we're going to rank them and that's great. But these towns all have cool stuff to do. It's all about, it's experiential, right? Like that's the biggest piece of it. I used to look forward to, you can give me a city and I can give you something I loved about it.
Savannah, Georgia.
Exactly.
They don't have professional sports. They don't have a collegiate team. They have a fake baseball team.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
We had an amazing time.
But it's a great
Like,
literary town.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Savannah, for ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
ghost hunting in that
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
So
Nice.
all this is available on our YouTube channel right now. It's Sportstown Show on YouTube and Sportstown Show on Instagram. You can watch all that stuff. But, you know, working directly with the Bananas and doing ghost hunting and like an around town thing. I mean, like, we really want to give people not only the idea of like the physical space in a town like Philly, where like you can walk to all these places too. You're not like, oh, you're taking me to like the northwest corner of the city. Now you're taking me to a suburb.
Right. And
We want people to understand, like, no, you can do all of this.
Yeah.
You just have to go. And that's the point of the show.
I love it. I absolutely
Is
love
Philly
it.
in the ranking, or Philly's the GOAT, the standard, and every other city
Well,
compares to it? Or are you
without
actually
giving away-
scoring
yeah.
Philly compared to these other teams?
Yeah, well, without giving away too much, everyone is ranked equally, right? So, like, one of the things here is obviously being from here, we know what it's like going to a Phillies game, an
Yes.
Eagles game, whatever. But because we're only going to one game for all these cities, we have to rank it based on that game, right? So, like, if your team gets blown out, that's not going to look all that good. So, you know, the Phillies get blown out in a game that we went to, and we have to look at that objectively and say, okay, like, these other towns only get one shot. Philly gets one shot. So, you know, that team score may have taken a hit, may not if you have to watch the episode Friday. But, you know, it all plays into exactly where these places are going to slot.
What's next coming? Some of the cities next
Yeah.
on the list.
So December 1st, our Kansas City game. Again, we were at the Chiefs and the Lions Sunday Night Football, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
I mentioned the 18-inch hamburger tower that we took down. We were at Joe's Barbecue. We're at all kinds of places that. It was a lot of fun.
That's
and
quick
then
turnaround time. It was like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's only like 8 people who work on the show.
Oh,
And we all
terrific,
have
man.
other jobs.
Right,
So-
right. Well, that's pretty, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Turning it around in 2
So,
weeks.
you know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. You know, everyone who works on the show does an amazing job, and everyone is incredibly talented in their own way. But, you know, it's people who are just trying to like get this thing going.
Good
you know,
for you.
How do you
we're-
how do you find your locals that give you recommendations?
It's a great question, actually. So we have kind of found that Philly, we didn't really need the help.
Yeah.
But we usually reach out to visitors bureaus
Okay.
and say, hey, like, this is what we do. You have a marketing budget.
I got an idea
Help
for
us
you.
there.
Like,
Yeah.
The next
And then
time
they'll kind
Well,
of curate some stuff.
It's good that you use them because of the marketing budget, right? Like, so that's great. But you got to find the local media guy, because the true local media guy can give you a flavor of the town, the bar, the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I have, you know, if you ever need any help, but there's always people you can go
Yeah.
that'll lead you through the nooks and the crannies. of it.
So, and I'll pull back the curtain a little bit more. I don't know how much time you have for me, but so I did the local news circuit forever.
yeah.
Right. So the episodes we've gone to thus far are basically places where I worked. And
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
so quick story. We went to Lexington because our first episode, we got down to Kentucky and Duke. I worked in Louisville, so knew the people at University of Kentucky. Sent them both an email and I said, hey, here's the concept. We want to do it. Lexington and UK, to their credit, within like 5 minutes was like, let's do it. Duke was like, call us when Netflix picks you up.
right.
So like Duke's out. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not gonna
no.
go to Duke. We'll go to UNC.
Right.
But we're not.
right.
We'll go to Chapel Hill.
I
but
once
like Durham's
slept out with,
Krzyzewskiville.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When Temple played Duke in 2010, they went down there. Temple was like a top 12 program, lost by like 35. But we went down there and did the same thing.
Yeah, it's great. I it was before Carolina game, and so I went down and just slept out for a week. I had a place to marry up, but
Oh, okay.
you know, but I slept out for
Not roughing it with the co-eds.
well, for that it was funny because back then I needed someone to follow because I was working in New York, so I needed somebody to follow. So I found this group of kids. And I'm like, listen, I'll buy you pizza every night and some beers, and let me hang with you. They're like, yeah. So I would just take but I'd stay hang with them until like 2:00 in the morning and then leave, come back in the morning.
Good beer?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no.
I mean, like we were drinking like Milwaukee's best.
No, I had a Spence account with the Post, so
Oh, perfect.
I was able to get them good beer and good pizza every night. Dude, I'm very proud of you, man.
Well, I
So
appreciate it.
Friday it comes out.
Friday,
it drops.
probably like 9ish a.m. It'll be on YouTube.
Awesome.
Again, Sportstown Show on YouTube, Sportstown Show on Instagram and all socials, TikTok as well. We're ramping up a lot of posts. We just posted myself and Ben Franklin drinking a beer together. I will mention illegally on the National Mall. He was very nervous. He was like, "This would be a
Well,
great news story if I got arrested."
He's got a reputation.
He does.
Well, now we are sullying that reputation. But no, great fun. So go check it out, please. And,
Oh, that's awesome.
and follow us along the journey. We're going to keep going. Keep
Where are your
pushing.
socials so people can follow you on social
Yeah,
media?
Sportstown. So Sportstown Show on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube as well. Go check it out. You can watch those other episodes I mentioned right now, and then of course Friday at like 9 a.m.
Love it,
Early episode will
man.
be out. So I appreciate you guys giving me some time.
Proud of you, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
That's
thanks
great.
so
Temple
much. Good
guys.
to chat with you.
Fantastic.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
man. Good luck with
Love the
everything.
show. Love what you
I
guys
think
do
that's
here.
awesome.
Thank you.
Keep us posted. Like when
Yeah.
you got new stuff, like we'll be glad to pump it out. I think it's great. I think I love it.
Appreciate that.
You have a
Yeah.
great way about you. No, you really do. Like you're gonna. I'm rooting for you.
Fingers crossed.
Get
Thank you
it
so
done,
much. I
baby.
saw you reading Tyler Dunn's write up about it earlier.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Shout out to Go Long. But yeah, no, thanks guys. Really appreciate
Awesome,
it.
man.
Hopefully,
Danny!
hopefully you guys like the episode. Let us know.
I'm
if you
sure
do.
we will, man. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Love it. Proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
Dan Koob checking in. Sportstown. Love it. I love the fact and the idea of us celebrating who we are is, I think, important, right? Because we are unique. And I love all the different towns and the whole thing. But obviously, with us, we're a unique bunch. And Danny's from here. We want to support all of our local people and a lot of the great stuff that they're doing. All right. We got the brain joining us. Is that no?
I don't know where he is. He never showed up.
He's afraid he heard the trash man went undefeated. He's afraid to show up.
Yeah,
show his
I
face.
told him a certain time,
on,
and
Brain.
he never showed up.
Come on, brain. Really?
He's not here.
Oh,
I gave
man.
him the link and everything.
Knowing him at the clocks.
You think he still didn't
He's
change his
still-
Oh, he
on the
didn't
other
change his
clock.
clock?
He doesn't rely on his phone?
Yeah, he's still on the other clock.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
He's got a.
Wish I could live that life and have to worry about the clock.
Knowing him, that's what happened.
We could
I
go back in the day. We could do whatever you want.
All right, it's back in the day, and then I can swap you around while we have the video
do
up.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh yeah.
Going back to November 4th, the year 2000. The year 2000.
Year 2000.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't the one you gave me.
The
He was
highlights-
not playing in 2000. What?
It's the birth date of one Tyrese Maxey.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Tyrese. It's a great day in Sixers history, so we're going to take a
Well,
look.
today's Tyrese's birthday?
Yeah.
Today's also Jamie Lynch's birthday.
Oh,
wow.
Nice
Yeah,
birthday,
bro.
bro. I love
From
it, bro.
Maxey.
And
He
Maxey.
take off?
He's
for a
off.
week?
He's off today. He's
A couple days for his
Listen.
birthday?
See?
No,
He's off for his
he's
birthday.
No, he's off one day. And here's the reason why he's off. Let me come to his defense. Because his daughter's off from school today.
Yeah.
And they're having a daddy-daughter day. And I think that's because they're the greatest gift that you can receive. And he's spending it with his daughter. I think it's beautiful.
All right. We'll give him that. So here's a look at little Tyrese at Kentucky. Back in the day.
Nice screen from Richards. Maxey in traffic gets it to go. Nick Richards. Maxey, that gets the couple of threes and opens the whole thing up. Maxey feeling it.
Love the sneakers squeaking.
Has been effective.
His jump shot looked good back then. I can't believe when you watch these highlights that he dropped.
The attack of the basket. Kind of wiry. Strong take plus the foul.
Very tough single mom.
Maxey with a pull-up jumper is good. And there's Maxey to Sestina. Back to Maxey on the return.
And you think you're looking at a first round, like a top 10 pick of this highlight film. I don't know how he dropped. But. Anyway, happy birthday, Tyrese.
How he dropped it. Player of the week in the NBA.
And quickly.
How about that? Player of the week in the NBA.
Got guards for days. I love it.
I know. McCain coming back tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of gifts, I had a great day yesterday because after the show, Ann had his last, they got the playoff start, but his last regular season game. And my man played JV every snap.
Hell yeah.
Played defensive end, played H-back.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
he played really well, man. I was proud of him.
Nice
I'm
work,
like,
Ant.
Dad, take a picture with me. I was so proud of him. This is us last night.
Nice work.
Yeah, like I was real proud of him, right? So he come off the field, he takes his pads off, he's walking, and he could tell he's exhausted. He played every snap. He was exhausted.
Wow.
And there he is.
Ah, look at that. That's a great photo.
I was so proud of him. I'm like, come here, Daddy.
You can tell. Look at your face.
Let's take a selfie.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's getting bigger. He's like 6'1".
Sure is. Is that what your hair looked like back in the day?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
The Brain's here now. Did we want to overtime with Brain or?
Yeah, it's overtime.
All right, let's overtime with Brain.
OT, baby, OT.
He must have been doing some last minute numbers crunching.
Always fun. The Brain. I love visiting with the Brain. So we're going to know overtime.
Yeah, my overtime bumper's not working for some reason here.
All right.
So give me a second.
Yeah, it was so nice. Like he was,
You go out for food afterwards or?
Well, no, we were down ashore because it was at
Oh.
Holy Spirit, which is in Absecon.
Yeesh, I don't even
Right?
know.
And yeah. So we were like, Tom was making meatball sandwiches. So
Ooh, nice.
So he was like, "I'm going home." Do
you guys get? Is there
3
a
of them.
nearby place for rolls over there?
Yeah, we go to Lissio's.
Oh, perfect.
Go to Lissio's rolls. Tom made meatballs. We had our.
You guys do any melted cheese on it, or like a little sprinkled cheese, shaved cheese on it?
Yeah, it's Locatelli.
Locatelli.
Yeah,
little pecorino romano.
Shaved cheese.
Only Locatelli.
Well, that's what.
Is that like a powder? That's like in a powder form, or you take the grater out?
No, we have the grater too. They have both.
All right.
We have grater, but this.
Just making sure I'm doing it right in my house. I need instructions. No, I don't want to be fugazi. My meatball sandwiches are just as good as Wawa's. I'll put them right up against Wawa's. My plant-based meatball sandwiches.
Oh, you're eating those?
They're delicious.
Plant-based meatball sandwiches.
I've got ones that are delicious. These knuckleheads in this studio would devour them. If you like Wawa's meatball sandwich, which most people do, these are better.
Oh, man.
Any day of the week.
Plant-based meatball sandwiches.
God.
That sounds gross, man. I would never eat that. Never eat it.
All right. What are we doing here?
Trying to fix something here.
We have to do it?
We have to, in order to go overtime, we have to do it, but it's all messed up right now. Things are messed up. Crazy.
Can we just go right to Brain?
We'll just go right.
Of my new hat.
We'll just go right to Brain.
Go right to Brain, please.
Brain. Red, the Brain Finder.
Cause's Kitchen.
I actually love to cook.
Cause's Kitchen.
It's one of my favorite things. Good morning, Brain.
Good morning. How are you guys? Good to see both of you.
Oh, good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Brain?
Now, we were wondering because Andrew said that you might have forgot and you didn't know the time. And I'm thinking it's the clock.
Oh, no. I was just working. That's all it was. I was,
okay.
yeah, no, I didn't forget.
I didn't know
I
because
didn't forget.
you, like the clocks, does it take a year? Did it take a day for the clock to fill in?
No, I can't. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I sometimes things just get away from me because I'm always. You may not. I get like 10 million people texting me, calling me every 2 seconds, and I get like.
I'm sure you're working. You're doing your.
Yeah,
doing your day.
It's.
But you heard the trash man went 4-0 last night on college hoops, and you're afraid to come up against me today. We know, Brain.
Hey, I admire it. I know. I admire it. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's exciting. College basketball now in full run. Yeah, I'm curious who you guys like this year to win it all potentially. Very wide open year, I think.
Yeah,
wide open, dude.
I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
I get it. I get it. I think St. John's
all Arizona'd up because that Pete kid, woo,
yeah, he's good. Huh?
Whoa. He's a stud.
Yeah, I think Florida may be a tad overrated.
Are you ready for college basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I haven't. I am, but I'm not, if that makes sense. I'm just been so immersed into the NFL specifically, and then the NBA is well. I mean, like, because the NBA and the NFL is where I do far and away most of my betting by far. So I spend most of my time there because that's where I can get down a lot of money. It's hard to get down, in terms of volume. College basketball is a lot more difficult. So I try to focus on stuff where I can, hopefully get better liquidity on stuff. I bet it, don't get me wrong, but it's not as profitable for me as other sports because I can get down a lot more money in those.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm still in football mode. Like I'm
Yeah,
still
I'm
like
100%. Yeah.
college, like NFL. It's like I just can't. I need a
This is
breath.
everything you want. Every sport going at the same time.
I know. I just need another week or two as a breath.
You're out of shape.
Yeah, I get it.
You're like Debo.
I
You're
am.
not getting in shape for this.
I know. I am.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to ask you guys a question. Where do you stand? It's funny on the Jaden Daniels situation with Quinn leaving him in the game. Do you have a problem with it?
I don't blame Quinn. I don't. You were trying to get something going for next week. He had just come back. You need the offense to get into a rhythm. You didn't want to kill the season. Like you weren't waving away flag. And I talked to enough coaches that the only time you take your starters out is when it's the last half of the fourth quarter and like the last waning moments, like last drive or two. But knowing in that spot, you got to try to feel good about yourself and your offense. So I didn't have an issue with it.
Well, you know what's interesting, Anthony, because we live in a society, and what I try to do, I always try to go process over result, but we are in a society where it's 100% result over process. No one cares about the process. And that's where I try to be different. And that you look at Bill Belichick every single year. Look it up. Every year, week 7 or week 16 back then, he'd be playing Tom Brady and his starters, and he never got hurt. Thank God. But if he had, but because he didn't get hurt, people, he just does it like this. It's fine. But I guarantee
everybody does the same thing. Like you'll see Mahomes in a game, and he does the same thing. You'll see Mahomes in a game, late, and then again, it's always like the last 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. That last drive in a blowout, they'll take their guy out. Not the whole
I'm going to tell you where
quarter.
I disagree with you. I'm going to tell you where I respectfully disagree with you. On its own merits, I agree with what you said, or what coach has done the best. But if you watch that game, I don't know if you were still up
I
at that
watched
time.
it. Yeah, I watched it.
Every play, he was getting his what. I mean, there was this was like holding
your
breath
they couldn't
under
protect
water
him.
And you didn't get a call for air. They couldn't protect him. So to me, it was a little different.
He was also leaving the pocket like way early. Like he was
a discombobulated performance for sure.
Like he wasn't himself. I think what he was trying to what's his name was trying to do was try to get him reacclimated to everything, get the offense, get a little bit of rhythm going forward. That's why, it's a bad break.
You come over to my side, Anthony, on Seattle, or you're still going to fight me?
No, dude. Listen, I come over to your side. What do you always say?
They're tough.
Whether to be, you're better off to be
consistent or right
than consistent. Yeah. No, dude. Like, listen, I'm never going to be the biggest Darnold guy. I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I mean,
he needs to prove it in the playoffs.
Like I've just seen so many moments where he's crumbled, right? But I think they're well coached. Their defense is legitimate.
The defense is tremendous.
Smith and Jigba is the best receiver in the game.
He's amazing.
Yeah. I'm still like, I still need to see, like, can I close my eyes and see them beating the Eagles in the NFC Championship game? No.
Oh, I think they're significantly better than the Eagles right now. Not better, significantly better, but we'll see how that plays out. Today,
you think they're significantly better? Wow.
Yes, today. Yes, today. Well, today.
Like I'm envisioning
all with the win.
I throw out games, right? Like I throw out,
of course,
the best game, how you look, the whole thing. Yeah. I look at a lot of different factors. How good you like? How have you been there? Who do I trust?
Of course, very fair.
All that stuff. And again, you can listen. You could be right all the way, and they could go to the Super Bowl. I don't see it. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't even I still would trust Detroit. I would still trust certain teams that I buy. The Rams.
No, I get. Look, the Eagles have been Eagles and Chiefs. Look, here's the thing. I'll totally admit, Eagles in the NFC, Chiefs in the AFC. Not so much the Eagles. They haven't had as many years as the Chiefs, but Eagles have been in 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. They've shown with this group of people that they're winners, and in the postseason they get it done. Forgetting 2 years ago against Tampa Bay, but that was just obviously probably a one-off. But obviously, it's a winning organization. When I mean today, if they were to play this week, I would clearly favor Seattle, but I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at it. I never look at it like that.
I understand the Eagles are a team. They're not playing for week 9 in the NFL season. They're playing to be hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in, peak at the end. They just obviously make the trade with the Dolphins to improve the defensive line. Hopefully, the running game keeps continuing to pick up from their point of view. Obviously, when they're right, they easily could. I'd be saying the exact opposite. This Eagles team should beat Seattle pretty easily. But I'm just saying right now, halfway through the season, I prefer them today. But
and here's the other thing. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think Washington stinks, right? Like, I didn't like Washington, what they did in the offseason. I was always a Daniels fan. I mean, you go in with no running back. You go in with a fat Debo. McLaurin's out. Like, and defensively, you don't have
Fat Debo.
You don't have an identity defensively. You don't have a great pass rush, right? You don't have a great lockdown secondary. So the other thing about Seattle, well, I hear you crowing. I got to back you off a little bit and go.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, look who you beat. That slop team. Then you gave up 19 to the Texans. All right, it was a good win. You beat the Jaguars. They stink. You lost 38-35 to Tampa in Seattle.
That was the game. If you watch, they should have really won that game.
I know. I watched it.
Give Tampa credit.
You gave up 38.
Baker was great.
To Baker.
Yeah, it's horrible. No, that to me that's the performance that makes me say, geez, that never should have happened. And it happened.
I like of these wins, who do I pound my chest at? Like, I watched the Arizona game. All right. They controlled that game, and Arizona came back late.
Correct. I think they've controlled every game, actually, to be honest with you, that they played.
They're like unimpressive, like who they played. Texans,
for me,
Jaguars.
I agree.
I'll tell you why I like them.
On the Seahawks. I'm asleep on the Seahawks.
I like their I'm with the brain in this sense. Like, I think McDonald's a good coach. I think their defense is good. I love Smith and Jigba. You got 2 decent running backs. Like, I don't think either one of them are great. I like Horton. I think Arroyo is going to be good. But again,
to me, the quarterback's playing. The quarterback is playing. Again, I always say when people watch the games, forget his stats, which are already the best in the NFL. But watching the games, he's throwing passes 40 yards downfield. You would think he's throwing them down 4 inches. That's how good
he hit Arroyo for that touchdown that he hit Arroyo. It was a stick throw. It was right. Yeah. It was right on the money. Like, it was a great throw. So I fully acknowledge that he's playing good football. I don't trust him.
But he's the guy.
By the way, the Washington secondary blows. So, like, you got like that. Like, look at Indianapolis. They go into Pittsburgh and they turn the ball over 6 times. They ain't played anybody, right? Everybody was crowning the Colts. Then they go to Pittsburgh, who's got names on defense that hadn't showed up. They finally show up, and they cause 6 turnovers. So it's like early season NBA, mid-season NBA, mid-season NFL. Until you show me who you are, like, for good against really good competition, I don't buy you. Like, not all the way.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. Again, to your point, last year they were 14-2 going into week 17 against Detroit. 14-2. He was playing at the highest of high levels. That game against Detroit and then the playoff game against the Rams, you would have thought I was playing quarterback. I mean, that was what do you go? I saw Ghost. Was that him who made the comment against the Patriots?
Yes.
I saw Ghost, or was that Mark Sanchez? Oh, okay.
No,
anyway, and that comment kind of stuck with him forever, right? And it seemed like he went back to that thing where he reverted back, almost like he maybe mentally there's something just where everything needs to be perfect for him to maybe needs to see a sports psychologist where the bigger the moment he stresses out or whatnot. I'm not criticizing. I'm just talking, trying to be fair. And maybe he's just had in those moments tougher times processing or whatever it is. Because those 2 games were as bad as I've seen. But again, what I've seen through 8 games, the only guys I could even listen to have been as good are Justin Herbert, Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, and
Baker.
That to me would be it. Baker, you know, it's funny, but I don't think Baker's been as good. I don't. I watched Baker through a ton of bad passes.
Baker's got they've been decimated by injuries, and he's got them 6-2 on his shoulders.
It's amazing. No, I give him credit. I give him credit. I give him
you
a
don't know
ton
who
of
he's
credit.
thrown to each week.
Yeah, I know. I give him a ton of but Seattle, you know, it's funny though. But again, I do worry.
Smith and Jigba every week and then talk to me.
Can I ask you a question? I'm just curious. I'm not a coach. But you know every coach in the world. I'd love to know when a guy is coaching 20 catches a game and everyone else is catching 1. Why can't you say, I'm not going to let this guy? I don't care if every other guy you said Horton and Cooper Kupp catch 64 passes. I'll live with it. How is it every week this guy's catching 12 and everyone else is catching 1?
Yeah, well, you roll coverage, right? But there's so much roll coverage you're going to do before you completely, you know, you're taught not to be completely out of balance. Because in this league, you know, Horton catches 2 the other night because
and he did. He did. Yeah, I just look. I know. Look, I'm sorry to bore you with the Seattle talk, but I do think it's an interesting thing. Look, I do think Green Bay, by the way, that's another team. Injuries. I kind of listen, Anthony, that game this week. I initially wasn't 100% like Green Bay. Watching how they looked against Carolina, seeing the injuries to Kraft, I think the Eagles are going to win the game.
Yeah, I do too. I think the Eagles win. I think they come out, and I think they win. I agree. I love the pickup. I think talking to people down there, they got a lot of juice right now. Like that team is feeling good about itself. They're going to go on a run. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the next 2. The big test of
it's
Detroit,
gonna be tough, but they certainly
Green
can.
Bay and Detroit, they win them both.
Yeah. Well, listen, all these teams are flawed. That's when the Eagles were struggling earlier in the year. Again, it's like the same thing. Again, I'll never forget the Tampa Bay game last year in week 4 or whatever it was. They lose 45-10. This really is just an exhibition to get healthy for week 8. Look at the Dodgers are the best example of that. The Dodgers were never healthy all year. They were, I don't want to say trash all year. They won the division, but they were one of the most disappointing teams I felt. They underperformed their win total by like 15, 16 games, which was right as one of the most underperforming teams in all of baseball, despite winning the World Series. But when the playoffs started, they were all healthy, and that's what counted. By the way, what a World Series. We can talk about that. But with the Eagles, same thing. Look, things have been injury bumpy roads, but come week 18, when the playoffs start, there's a very good chance they will be the best team again.
This is the year of the repeat. Florida Panthers, Dodgers, OKC.
Yeah. As long as you don't say Ohio State. Just don't say Ohio State. Yeah, listen, they certainly have as good. What did you think of the Buffalo Kansas City game? It was interesting to me how little they could protect Mahomes.
Well, Joey Bosa played his ass off. Like, he played great. Here's my
amazing.
take. My take is Buffalo played its best game, and the Chiefs will beat him again in the playoffs.
It seems to me
as well as Buffalo played, Cook was able to run the ball, right?
Yeah.
Josh is Josh. Their defense showed up. Mahomes still had a chance to tie the game with one throw.
The only thing that made me happy, it went down to the last play. So the game would come down to the last play of the game. I was like, I want this to come down to the last play. But you know, it's funny because really Buffalo should have won that game because you're right, everything went their way. So it's funny. I always say, in process of result, I felt like everything on a scale of 1 to 100 went their way 100, and it still went down to one play. Yeah, I kind of had the same take that you had. Like, I don't know. You know,
I just think they're too good. Like when you get Rice and Worthy, and like everybody slots in, and you got a committee of runners. You got Andy. I just think they're good. They're just back. They just know how to win. The kid Mahomes is the best quarterback in the game. So you give him weapons.
By the way, Andy, I was at the Chargers game. I just quick note because I know you've talked about Cam Ward a lot. You root for the guy. By the way, Justin Herbert. No words for how great he is. and like no words. But Cam Ward, man, Anthony, I gotta be honest, I'm concerned. He had guys wide open that he was throwing Jason Kidd bounce passes to. Watch the tape. I was just like, wow, wow. Like I was.
That's
really
a shame. I root for that
underwhelmed.
kid. I think
So
I'm afraid that they're going to ruin him there.
And I don't know. Yeah, I was extremely underwhelmed watching him. But I got to tell you what, the Chargers, when they lost Joe Wall, the Titans' defensive line looked like the freaking fearsome foursome. If Justin Herbert was not such, I feel bad for him because I already know he gets criticized. He's a lightning rod for criticism for no reason. He is. I'm telling you right now, I am so underimpressed with the roster around him right now. He is just so tremendous, though, that he's carrying that team. You put a different quarterback on that team. That team to me is 5-12 right now. They have nothing.
Nothing.
But he's going to get criticized and ripped because he hasn't won the playoff games.
All right, my brother. What do you got for us today? Anything?
Yeah, a couple things. Anthony, listen. Colin Gillespie has been playing great. He's been playing great. I never would have foreseen this.
Phoenix,
personally. But they made us over under 12.5 points tonight. That's the point where I'm going to have to say, all right, I can't get there. Taking him under 12.5, I think a lot of things have to go right for him to get 13 points. I really believe that. And John Collins switched teams. Okay, he averaged like 17, 18 points a game on the Utah Jazz last year, playing 30 minutes a game. Now he's playing more like 24 minutes a game. He made his over under 15.5. I think it should be more like 13.5. Go John Collins under. And I'm looking forward to tonight's game. I got to tell you, Sixers Bulls, that should be a fun freaking game.
140 is the total. So a lot of points.
Yeah, well, that's going to be at 240. Yeah, 240 at the highest total game. But for good reason. For good reason. The Sixers don't play defense, actually. I mean, they as good as they've been. But I got to tell you, I really am so into the Sixers.
You know the
right
game,
now.
Brain. Listen to me. You know sports. Like you, as much as you know stats, you know the game. And you're right. Like the only thing that scares me about the Sixers is, you don't have they need Embiid at some point. It's not, and obviously not now, but you need Embiid to be a rim protector. Like he's going to have to do that.
Do you remember, Anthony, back in the day when it was Run TMC with Mitch Richmond,
Tim Hardaway,
Tim Hardaway, and Chris Mullin? These are not Hall of Fame players, although Maxey could be. Maxey actually really could be. But anyway, like to me, watching the Sixers now are kind of like that. They don't. Cause I'm calling Embiid like Prince, the artist formerly known as Joel Embiid. When I watch him, it's like Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince. This is not the guy I used to watch.
Nah, well, obviously,
hopefully
he still lumbers and but say what you want about him. 25 minutes a game, he'll still get you 23. So,
Yeah, no, look, again,
he's got to work his way into shape, is what he does.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him hard. I'm all in. Well, when's Paul George coming back for the league? Any news on?
I don't know. I'm waiting for him too. I think he's going to be impactful. I do. I hope so.
Yeah, no, again, I think this team, if Joel Embiid retired today, I actually think this team is still a good team that could win the division.
Yeah, I don't
Paul
disagree.
George comes back with McCain.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Exciting.
I mean, but like I still have hope that Embiid can work his way into something, and that come playoff time they can actually make a real run. Because I think they have enough talent to make a run in a weakened East.
Again, kind of like what we talked about with the Eagles, with the offensive line injuries and whatnot. Who cares about this week? It's week 18. Same thing with the Dodgers. We thought, they weren't healthy all year, but you know what? They're going to make the playoffs. If they're healthy for the playoffs, who cares? 1 through 162. With the Sixers, same thing. How Embiid has been the biggest of anything I've ever said. Embiid regular season, the guy has been the top 5 player of the last 10 years, whatever it is. But come playoff time, he's not had one. And we can all make excuses. He's not had one playoff series where he, in my opinion, he's been substantially below. Maybe it's all because of injuries, but he's never been anywhere near what he's been in the regular season. Maybe this year will be the opposite.
Well, no, I need him to be a role player. Like I don't need him to score 30. I need him to be a role player and sweep the glass on the defensive end and alter shots. That's what I really need him.
Look at this. Yeah, this East is wide open.
I know.
This East is wide open.
It is.
Wide open. You. So again, if he could do what you said, it's like, that's when the coach say, why not us? I actually think the Sixers, are, I bet him at 17-1 to win the East, and I bet him at like 6-1 to win the division. I'm not picking it, obviously, but I don't think it's impossible. Because actually, again, if he's just what you said, Anthony, I think you make a lot of sense. Just be a good role player. This team's gonna be really tough.
That's it. That's it, buddy. Listen, great stuff as always. We love
Appreciate you
Brain,
both.
brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. We'll be doing it later in the week. Everybody, thanks for hanging. Great job, Andrew. We love you guys. Trash man. See you guys in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.